Man, that intro go hard.
I know. It's nothing like seeing an old Iverson person in
Yeah,
the
that intro nice.
Hey, good evening, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Crucial Conflict. Tonight we on some real stuff. Tonight we talking about some college expectations. We have a lot of college directors, assistant directors coming on later on. Look, another thing we want y'all to do is we want y'all to go like our page, Crucial Conflict, on Facebook. Also go like NOLA Legacy page. Also on Instagram, go like NOLA Legacy page also. Tonight, look, we have our normal panelists. We have one that's not here. Y'all please pray for Matt Francis. He having something going on with his family. Y'all please pray for him. But you know who I am. I'm Johnny Van Buren, band director at Iverson. We have Mr. Burger Brooks. He needs no introduction. The mouth of the South, the mouth that never shuts up, the mouth that's going to tell you how your band sounds, whether it's good or bad, the mouth that's going to give you your props if you deserve it and not give you your props if you don't deserve it. That's who he is, Mr. Burger Brooks, a.k.a. Clark, a.k.a. 10-year anniversary All-Star Band member. Shout out All-Star Band. 10 years. I didn't know it was 10 years. Also,
they know what it is.
We got Tuba Slim, Tuba Beard, Tuba Head, Tuba Mouthpiece Head. But anyway, we got Darrell, Martin, Morris on here. Hey, we gonna have an episode coming about him soon, about them tubas. It's gonna go down, but tonight we talking straight college with Mr. Darrell. Oh, what you saying, boy?
Nothing.
Oh, I thought Burger said that. So look, we gonna get the show started. Look, we gonna bring on Vanetta with Know the Legacy. She has some good information to give to everybody tonight. Please support Know the Legacy. They're doing a lot for the community. It's a lot of people that's behind the scene that do things. But Vanetta, Miss Carver. Let's get that out there.
No introduction. She don't need no introduction. If you follow band in New Orleans, you know Vanetta. So look, go ahead, Vanetta, do your baby.
AKA Twin Squad. Vanetta, your stuff muted?
I can't just shout out Carver, although Carver has my heart. I gotta shout out the other bands I marched in. I started at Louis Armstrong Elementary School in 3rd grade on clarinet. Then I got to McMain 7th grade, and then I went to Warren Easton for 9th grade. And then I ended up at Carver. Don't ask me no questions. I'll tell you no lies.
What's from New Orleans?
Yeah,
right.
but I did.
The technical Vanetta don't sound like she makes some of the coolest bounce songs in the world.
And then when I live out of town, they just don't know what to think of me. They be like, "Are you Puerto Rican?" I'm like, "No." Straight New Orleans. But anywho, I'm here to talk about Give NOLA Day. Give NOLA Day is something that is citywide, that citywide nonprofit organizations participate in to give donations. So the New Orleans Association of Bands is an accredited 501c3 nonprofit organization. We are putting in the work, you guys, and we do it all self-funded. It's a small team of us, and we're just bandits who love the sport, and we want to give back to it however we can. So I don't know if y'all know this, but this year I was actually the coordinator for the HBCU Combine that didn't get to happen, but we really did put in the work, and it was going to be great. But we still are going to give back to those students who were going to participate. So we've already told you about our care packages that we plan on giving out to students that graduated this year, going into their first year of college band. And then also for the HBCU Combine for next year, we are going to do this again. So June 2nd is the day, Give NOLA Day. They're going to put the link in your on your screen so you know where to go. We want to definitely get as many donations as possible on June 2nd to show the city that we are a nonprofit organization and we're putting in and we're giving back to what we love. So that's all I came to tell you guys. I love everybody. I pray everybody is well. And I hope all of our college students and our high school bandsmen have their horns and they're practicing. And we're gonna come back stronger than ever. So I love everybody, and you guys have a great evening.
Thank you for being on, Vanessa.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. We appreciate it.
Also, shout out to Nola
Okay, guys.
Legacy. Shout out to Nola Legacy because, like, I know a lot of people don't know about the combine that they do. The combine is actually something where high school students come and audition. They have a lot of college professors, directors, and giving scholarships. And like that's a big plus for the city of New Orleans. They come out, give scholarships on spot, audition. Like you don't have to travel. So Nola Legacy set that up. So shout out to Nola Legacy for that.
Big shout out to them.
Yes, sir.
So, Greg, you was about to say something? I mean to cut you off.
Without further ado, we can go ahead and start introducing our guests. And today's topic, Higher Ground, College Band Talk.
This
For
is
all
very
high school
important. I think this is
all
one
high
of the
school.
most important shows that we gonna do. It's a lot of good information, a lot of good insight, and the fact that we got some of these good directors from some of the best universities. This is a good one here. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah,
Oh
man.
yeah, I'm most definitely looking forward to getting some of this wisdom from these fellas.
So also, man, like if you watching right now, what I need you to do right now, I need you to share this page. I need you to call, like, I need you to share this page to some parents that have high school seniors that's about to go to band, that's about to go to colleges and college for band. I need you to share that now. Like, this is very important, and we have to start educating each other on a lot of different things. And tonight's show is about educating our children and educating our parents about what to expect in college. You know, sometimes we don't be educated on things. So when things come to us, we like in a shock. So please share this page. Please share it tonight. This is it's gonna be very informative tonight. Please share this page tonight.
I want to hear you and Darrell's college experience before we bring our guests on. How about y'all share the college experience being from New Orleans and transitioning to y'all college? How was it for y'all?
Well, Johnny, you older than me, so
The young buck go first.
Elders first.
I look younger than you, though. I do look younger than you.
well, look, me going to college. I mean, I came from Walker. Wilbur Rawlins did a great job at getting us for college and making sure we were prepared to go. And I mean, the experience I had at Southern University, marching in the band, it was unlike no other. You know, we did a lot of stuff that not everybody could say they did. I learned a lot. I met a lot of great musicians. I mean, I met a lot of great leaders. I met a lot of friends that I'm gonna have forever. Not only through band, just my experience being on a university campus, you know, with different people from around the world, that means a whole lot because you get to learn a lot of different things and not just the way of New Orleans. You know, you get to meet people. Man, shit, I was rooming and dorming with some guys from Honduras. They played baseball, but I learned a lot about them dudes and a lot about how they live and where they come from. You know, being on that campus, Southern being one of the biggest HBCUs to go to. So, I mean, my experience was great. I mean, they ain't never had a band that could come close to us. So, just competing with ourselves every day was fun. Johnny?
So no, hold on. Before you do that, what advice would you give to these kids today that getting ready to embark on that journey you took? And what is some hardships, if you would like to share any with the kids?
All right. Advice that I would like to give to some of the high school students is focus. Focus is very important because once you get on that campus, there's a lot of distractions. There's a lot of things that can pull you away from the mission, and the mission should be one thing. So you have to be able to focus on multiple things. And remember, you're going to school for band. You're going to school for education also. And then another thing is band is gonna be a full-time job. So you got to know how to balance. You got to become a man or a woman. You know how to balance those two things and be able to focus on those two things, even that energy and that ignition that you had when you got to college, and then have a lot of fun. I mean that's the most important in college. If you don't have a lot of fun, you're gonna end up leaving, and you're gonna wish you never did it. Some hardships. I mean hardship. I mean that point, knowing how to balance that band, school, and then that freedom. Uh, you gotta know how to handle that because you're coming from a place where everything is controlled in high school. You got your mom, your daddy telling you what you're doing. You got your band director, you got your principal, everything. Everybody telling you what to do at some point. When you get to college, the band director run it, but then you free. You can do whatever you want. So you got to know how to balance that and be able to stay focused, and that's really important when you get to college. Other than that, band gonna be band. You're gonna get the blow if you're going to HBCU. You're gonna get to go across. You're gonna get to do a lot of traveling, but that focus when you get there is really important.
All right, I appreciate that insight, Darrell. It's on you, Johnny.
So my college experience was like no other person college experience. Everybody that know me, they kind of know my story when coming out of college. I went to Southern University in 2001, fall 2001. We didn't even so Southern at that particular time. We didn't have cable, so we like a big. Everybody just used to be outside, so you could really get caught up quick. You know what I'm saying? So, but over time, the next year they had got cable. But man, I was in a band. We didn't have no time. All I did was books band. The thing is, man, I tell my kids this all the time. Like being in college is like 90% mental, like 10% physical. Like it's very mental. Like you have to be mentally tough when you go to college. My journey in college, I was in a band. Then the next year, I got put out the band because I was like a hard head person. I wasn't, sometimes you get caught up and you do things. And then I went on like a raft where I was like just mad. You know what I'm saying? I was getting in trouble. Almost got put out of school. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I wouldn't share this story. I don't share this story with a lot of people, but I need to share this story because just because you go through things in college don't mean you can't finish college. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I had to do like community service hours because I got in trouble at Southern like pretty Wednesday. After everybody leave, I had to like pick up trash. Like I was like one of those dudes that didn't like my mind was like crazy. And then my focus was like basically at first when I went to college was just about like I was just like, man, I went to college for band. Let me be real. Because some people not gonna be real. I went to college for band. I didn't go to college when I first went to college. My focus was not trying to be in no books. It was being in Southern University band. But over time, I learned that I needed to get this education. I'm gonna be up here. It don't make no sense to waste my time and not go to class and not do what I need to do to graduate. So make a long story short, man, I used to get in trouble, but I overcame all those obstacles and persevered through all those things. And man, in 2006, I graduated. And I'm gonna tell you, it's so funny because I knew people from Southern know this, man. They had I used to know all the cops because like they used to be like I used to have to go see them because I used to get in trouble so much. So we used to have this cop called Burnt Man. The people that went to Southern with me know who Burnt Man was. Burnt Man, when I walked across that stage, Burnt Man told me, "I'm so happy you gone out of Southern University. Don't ever come back," because that's how crazy it was. But Burnt Man was like he was one of those guys. At first I ain't like him, but then he kind of like was like he'll talk to us and he'll like make sure we was good and everything. So that's my college experience was like that, man. So I mean, I used to go to parties. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't like a big party person. Like I was like always on some like, man, don't do this, that, and the other. But I just had a different experience. But I overcame all those things to like get my degree, and that's the focus, like getting your degree. Because once you get that degree, like you might start off sooner when you get that degree. You might start off like slow. Things don't open up, but as time passes by, things start opening up. So man, it was a struggle though, man. But like I still overcame those things. I think that's because I went to Abe. I know how to overcome like obstacles.
Hey, that's some real good smoke.
That's
I mean,
the
that,
Ford taught him that.
that's really important because hey, college is just like the world. It's a bunch of good and there's a bunch of bad. You got the decision because nobody gonna tell you nothing at all. They might have a professor that tell you, you should be doing this, doing that. But ain't nobody gonna tell you nothing. You still gonna walk out the door, do what you want. College is a book of choices. So be smart with what you do, and how you do it.
Say, bro, I have one funny story when I was in college, man. I'm gonna and then we gonna get on with the guests. Bro, I was so much a jokester in school and everything. I had to at Southern you had to take African American lit. You know what I'm saying? You had to take African American lit, and like I remember taking African American lit, and that Soldier Slim was hot that time, and she wanted us to all put a quote on the board. So my little crazy self went up there and said, put up the quote: either you love me or you love me not. I'm gonna be me. So the teacher, I swear this is a true story, dog. The teacher was like, "Man, you're so amazing! Like you look at the quote on the board, while everybody else is laughing because they know I put a Soldier Slim quote on the board, man." So I mean, you gotta make the best out of college, man, because you're gonna have your ups, you're gonna have your downs, you're gonna have them times where you won't quit, you're gonna have them times where stuff happening at home, you're gonna be like, man, I need to get home. But your focus just gotta be like, I'm gonna finish.
Okay, well, how about this? If you got some kids watching, do y'all mind sharing y'all first experience of band camp? Because a lot of people don't understand the seriousness of band camp.
So
You
I
want me
go.
to go? You want to go first, or you want me to go first?
So we got the band camp. So you go up there a week before the horses get there, and it's all week. I mean, I'm talking about from sun up, sun down. No, ain't no time limit on it. You working you working on marches. You working on a couple things that the directors want you to work on, but then they come the day where the horses get back on campus. Now, being from New Orleans, you always think you one of them big dogs and stuff like that. So we standing outside the band, and a lot of people know about it. The horses in there, because they had it was J camp because I came when J was that, and they ended up playing. They playing loud, and all my crab brothers, we had 13 crab tubers, and they all was scared. And I'm trying to wake all of them up like, man, y'all are tripping. We finna go smash these niggas. Like, I don't care who they is. But my whole thing is I wanted to go see what Glenn was doing in there. So I hear what Glenn doing, and I'm like, ooh, but I'm not giving a damn what the tuba see. So we get in the band room, and Desmond played tuba for Warren Easton. He said, you come here. He knew exactly what I was trying to do. So the band started playing I think we played net. No, we played swing. And I stopped playing because I heard what Glenn was doing. And the first thing, my first note, I didn't play a note until after I got up from push up because I wasn't playing because I was so busy watching Glenn. But that first experience that day, hearing them dudes in there playing, in my mind, I'm like, man, ain't no way I'm finna go in and play with these dudes, man. These dudes over here cranking. But then I got in there and seen that whole ensemble and seen the way, everybody take care of this, everything, how everything roll. It was all focused then because it was straight up like I ain't trying to get zipped. I'm trying to be in this. I'm gonna get that S on my chest. And when I got that S, I want to take like 50 pictures in the mirror, but I couldn't post them. But go ahead, Johnny.
So man, so you talking about? So the question was the first day of band camp. So, bro, let me tell y'all something, man. The first day of band camp. So we get there Sunday. Our parents there. Then parents leave, and it's like, nah, it's time for y'all to go to bed. So we stay up all night. We shaving each other head because I'm in the era where it wasn't mandatory, but it was tradition to have a bald head. Like you was gonna get a bald head. So we ain't go to sleep till like 2 in the morning.
Yeah.
Hey, that's my mom. You could mom, chill out, man, with all that. That's what she talk. She talk about me, Vanessa. Chill out, man. So like 2:00, 4:00 in the morning, everybody like get up. I think I came late, man. If I don't recall, I think I came late. because I ain't much know everybody was downstairs. But when I get downstairs, man, they make us, in so many words, they make us count backwards from the back.
Yeah.
They make it come from the back, and like, then they always had this one little stupid dude that messed up everything.
Yes, sir.
So, bro, I'm a jokester, so I got a funny story about this too. So, like, man, we running. So Copper Top was one of my crabs, but the Copper Top was big. Copper Top couldn't make it, man. We had to hurry up. If Copper Top didn't make it, we gonna get in trouble. So we had to push Copper Top.
Yeah.
So on top, so though it's 4 o'clock in the morning, it's about 5:30 now. I start feeling my stomach hurting. I'm hungry because I ain't eat. Like I start feeling like dehydrated. I'm like, so I say, look, I raise my hand. Look, sir. I raise my hand. I said, sir. I said, what you want, crab? I said, I gotta go use the bathroom, sir. I said, I gotta go use the bathroom, sir. I said, crab, you ain't gotta do. I said, sir, you gotta do number 1, number 2. I said, I gotta do the number 2, sir. Man, go take your upstairs in the bathroom. Not but the whole time I had to go eat. So shit, I went to go grab me 200 buns and a juice. Yeah. I went to go grab me 200 buns and a juice because I was hungry. I grabbed it, I ate a quick, went back down. I said, sir, I feel so much better. Like I feel so much better. But dog, that first day was an eye opener. Like it was like I know some cats that quit the first hour.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And all they're really doing is trying to make you. But from when you been from New Orleans, the mentality back then was you couldn't quit. You couldn't go back home if you ain't had that S if you went up there. You know what I'm saying? Unless you had some financial trouble or something like that. But you couldn't go home without that S. And that you couldn't go home without that S and that info. You feel what I'm saying? So like that was my first day. Then we go eat. We got to march around the whole thing. Like that's cool. We was in the band room all day. That's the first time I ever been in a band room all day.
Yeah.
Like from about 7 to at least about 12, 1 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? Just working on music. But the crazy thing is, the first time you played a fight song at Southern, like that first time, it's like, damn, I'm here.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Like it's like it's here. You hear a different sound. Like you hear like so many different things, and it's like, damn, I'm here. Like I'm hearing a fight song, and you hear that already up. Like you hear everybody on tune. Like you like, man, I made it. Like I'm here. I'm not giving up. And then when them horses come back the next week, you start hearing them. You like, God, this it. Like I'm here.
Yeah, the hearing people that you notice that you're not the best player in the world. I got one quick story before we get the player on. Hey, look, we stand in a circle, and we didn't know who the drum major was at this time. So all them pull up around the circle. You know how they come meet you in the back, and a drum major get out. Ain't nobody say nothing. We all just stand in line. So nigga go out, they say, y'all don't ever know who this is? And like nigga like, no. That boy like, this is a drum major. Oh, come on, Mr. Drum Major. Come on, Mr. Drum Major. Sorry. He said, everybody started running. So we had to run. We ran from the back to Mayberry, back to Dunn, back to we didn't know who the drum major was at first, but we figured it out quick, dog. We had a fat boy too, and two, we had to push that boy. But go ahead, let's get the guests online, man.
Was it Mellow Yoshi Mama Crab with you on tuba?
We didn't have no girls on tuba. It was 13
I thought Yoshi Mama played tuba. They said she was the home king. She was the pink. They say her crab name was Pink, Miss Pink.
I ain't had no crab sisters on tuba. No, it was all straight.
But I ain't gonna
lie.
The one thing about your first year though, man, when that clock hit that 0 for the classic, it's just like it's just like a different feeling. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's an accomplishment. You know what I'm saying? So you go through a lot, like you go through things, but all of it's mental. Like I'll be real, most of that stuff be mental. Like I ain't gonna lie. It's a lot of that stuff be mental. And the crazy thing is, people. One thing I can tell you, people go do what you allow them to do to you. That dude messing with you, huh? So you going to share your story?
I told him, Miss Pink got enough crab stories. Miss Pink got all of them. Go ahead, Johnny. You could introduce our guest,
Who first? Let me see who first.
if not, it's Mr.
Oh, PJ.
PJ.
So the person. So we about to bring on a college director, assistant director, Mr. PJ Howard. My
Yes,
man,
sir.
Mr. PJ Howard. Man, this dude is a cool cat. Say, bro, he's all for the kids. Let me tell you something. I know something about this dude. When I talk to this dude, when he come talk to my students, bro, he talk about some real stuff. Mr. PJ Howard, assistant band director at Alabama State University. Man, this is a good cat. What's up, PJ? How you doing today?
Man, what's happening with y'all, baby? I'm blessed to
What
be
up,
on
PJ?
y'all show, man. I must be somebody. Y'all got me on here, huh?
Man, what? It ain't no show without PJ. I saw what you did the other night on what you call him, and
Man,
bruh,
I just want y'all to know this, bro. I'm proud of what y'all doing, man. With this thing. This is a very unique addition to our culture, and I think that is very necessary, man. So whatever we gotta do to keep this going, y'all do that.
real. Well, why don't you go ahead and share us your crab bag story, PJ? Because I know you got one.
Let me tell y'all first of all about this crab in the band thing, brother. Uh, it's got to be a little backstory before. First of all, certain minded students like me, I wasn't good at the crabbing thing, you know, because I wasn't prepared. I thought because I could play that I was gonna get special treatment.
Right.
Because in my mind, I was a dual athlete. I was awesome at football and awesome at playing my sousaphone. You hear me? So
Mm-hmm.
I went to Alabama State. I didn't go to Southern and all of them, Jackson like everybody else. My parents got divorced. I ended up moving to Montgomery, so Alabama State around the block, and I went to Alabama State. So first of all, I was ignorant. I didn't want nobody telling me nothing. I felt like you're upperclassman. You can't play better than me. You need to shut up. All right, rude awakening. So when I woke up, uh, when I woke up after rolling the football field and seeing my lunch twice, I realized that I was in a different place. And then I was looking around at everybody else after I done had an example made out of me. Nobody else want a buck now. We was talking tough stuff when we walked from the dorm. Well, we ain't gonna do this, we ain't gonna do that. Bruh, everything them people told us to do for the rest of the day, we did it. So the more the story is, man, when you come into a college band program, you gotta. I think what the problem is with us is as crabs or as freshmen, we look at the upperclassmen as our equal, and they're not. That's the whole issue. We have to look to them for reference. Now, band is a little different now. You can't say certain things. You can't have certain demeanors in certain bands. But nowadays, me personally, if I was a freshman entering band, one thing I would do is prepare for the unexpected. Stop, look, and listen. Do whatever I'm told. As long as it's something that ain't gonna put me in jeopardy. And also y'all gotta understand that band is not an after school activity. It's a sport. So what you have to do is you have to condition your body physically, yourself mentally and emotionally, or you're gonna be wasting your parents' time, the band director time, everybody's time.
And
You feel what I'm
money.
saying? And money, but especially if y'all come to Alabama. So I'm just letting you know that's off bat. But I want you to understand that I'm a little embarrassed to tell y'all that about me because like I'm known for being an intense band director and all that there, but I was an awful freshman. All I had to offer was I could play, I could read well, but in terms of my dedication, it wasn't all there because I wanted things to go the way it went for me in high school. It was tough for me to transition, and then my cousin who's from the ninth ward, he was an upperclassman. When he came back, he was the only one that legit could put his hands on me. You feel what I'm saying? Because we were related without getting in trouble. And he told me, he said, "Look, man, I don't know where you think you at. Wherever you think you are, that's exactly where you're not. So this is what you're gonna do. You're gonna shut the F up. You're gonna look straight. You're gonna stand at attention. I don't care how heavy that damn horn is. You better not move." And it blew my mind because I'm thinking, man, you my family member. You talking to me like them. It was all business. So y'all gotta understand when y'all get to college, receive the transformation. If you go to college and you come back home the same level mentally and musically that you were when you left, you went to the wrong school, or either there's something
Oh,
wrong with you. Don't refuse the process. When you come back home, you're supposed to be a neighborhood superstar. The people you left behind supposed to look up to you because you endured a process, you mastered the process, you received and submitted to the process, and now you to earn your letters or whatever that is. Everybody got to go through that transition because if not, you're gonna be stagnant, man. So that's what I ended up doing, but that's not how my mind started off at first. So I just wanted to carry y'all through the whole transition of my mind. It took me a while to grasp the concept of I'm supposed to be able to play. You feel what I'm saying? When you go to a college band, you're supposed to be able to play. But I thought
Mhm.
because I could play, that made me special. You feel what I'm saying? And that's the wrong attitude. You just gotta understand if you can play, the only thing that's good for is to contribute to the quality of the band program that you're participating in and to help the people around you who weaker. That's it.
yeah,
Okay,
that's great.
I'll get started. I got a question for you, PJ.
Go
Uh,
ahead.
I mean, I know you fresh at Alabama State. Congratulations on getting that promotion, brother.
God
Um,
bless you, man.
for the students that's coming in, give them one of the reasons that Alabama State a program that they would like wanna pursue and what's some of the difference what they can look forward to when they step on that campus.
Well, I'm gonna have to be very political in my answer, which I hate being, but I'm in a different league now, so I
Look,
gotta be
on this show, say what you gotta say. We ain't holding. I know you've been watching. We want you to say what you gotta say. Cause ain't nobody else
yeah,
gonna get on here and shit. They gonna say what they gotta say. So say
I
what
got
you
you.
gotta say.
Well, Batman, I'm just gonna say this is that you know what you want to be, just like I hear everybody talking about Southern University on this show, and I can look at y'all and tell that y'all why y'all feel the way y'all feel. I ain't gonna say it out loud. I know why y'all feel like that. You heard me? I'm just saying this. I'm KK side and I'm Kappa Alpha side. You feel what I'm saying? And I feel like that about my organization. What I'm trying to tell you is y'all want to belong to a noble legacy, a noble heritage, versus going to a school that they just not starting to pioneer stuff. They're just getting stuff off the ground. You want to be a part of a family that's 100+ years old because when you guys kumbaya and you guys get together and participate in y'all band ceremony, band picnics, whatever it is, band reunions, you want to be able to be a part of that. It's a whole family. You heard me? Alabama State University affectionately referred to as Bama State. That's what we call it. People who went to it, we call it Bama State, not Alabama State. Bama State is a home. Bama State is a place that's going to change your life. And then the other thing is about Alabama State University is we have a director of bands. He like one of the last OGs out there. He putting kids in talk shows and commercials and they got the honeybees on Nike billboards and stuff like that. Who'd have thought that you come to participate in a college band and now people looking at you across the nation like you're a celebrity because they didn't seen you everywhere. That might just be your big break. And then the other thing that Alabama State has to offer is me. And let me say why. College band directors want you to come march in their band. But what does you get out of that? Look at me and look at my real life. My real life. I have all the stuff that you going to school for. So what I'm trying to tell you is at the end of the day, you need somebody who's going to prepare you for life after college. The least I can do is show you how to drive Bentleys and Ferraris. I got this shit downstairs. You feel what I'm saying? At least I can do is show you how to acquire those type of things because I am the blueprint. You got people want you to come march in the band and go home and come back march in the band, go home. But then when you graduate, you can't put I was in such and such band on your. It's not a credential. You can't put it on your job application. Only thing you can put on your job application is that I am prepared because this person prepared me because y'all gotta understand, y'all be real. When these kids leave home, when they leave New Orleans, when they leave Birmingham, when they leave Atlanta, 90% of them are not prepared. They ain't prepared to be at college. They ain't prepared for life because number one, the environment that they live in changed. I mean, it's like hell. The parents is roommating with kids now. They being friends. They ain't preparing these kids. So when these kids get to school, most of them it's easier to go back home to do what they know because they ain't prepared to do nothing new. So you need a person like me that's gonna grab you by your hand and say, "Hey, I know you're ready to go home because I'm ready to go home. But guess why you're gonna stay here? Because you need this." You heard me? And not only do you need this, look at other ethnicities, look at other races and so on and so forth. We look at how the Asians and how the Caucasian people, some people call them white people, how their families seem to do better than ours. You know why? It ain't because they better. It's because number one, they pioneer the formula. They work it out, and then when their kids get of age, they give them the winning formula right then and there. They ain't got to guess about it. Look at the Waltons. When I'm talking about the Waltons, I ain't talking about the old TV show. I'm talking about Walmart, Sam's Club. You heard me? Them kids, those kids' parents pioneered a formula, and when those kids became of age, their parents said, "Here you go, you prepared now." And that's what we got to do to our kids. So if they don't meet somebody like me, that's gonna show them exactly, like be able to pass over the recipe on how to live like you want to live, then they're gonna be unprepared adults, and that's when you meet like us. We meet women who ain't prepared. You know, they want real men. But then you ain't prepared for me because nobody gave you the recipe on what to do when you get one. And just like y'all know, some of us got degrees. I recently got mine, but some of us got degrees. But you got to think, just because I got a degree don't mean I got a job. I still need the recipe on what to do when I get one. Everybody else just wants you to come march in their band, bro, 8 to 5, blow the hell out of these songs and go home and come back 4 or 5 years and do it again. You being used. That's pimping and hoeing. What else you gonna do for me? When my 5 years is up, what do I do? Yeah, I made a mistake and got a degree because I wasn't paying no attention. But what do I do with this? You need somebody in the midst of your matriculation, mentally, physically, and emotionally, to help you along. I can at least show you how to be me. I got the recipe for that. And you know, me personally, I ain't young and I ain't old. I'm 38, but I live well. I'll say that.
That's what's up, man.
PJ,
to our next question, what are you looking for in a band student? What are you looking for in a band?
This is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a student who has the desire to learn, listen, and not just be a band student, but to be an alumnus. Don't come to school just to march in this band, because that's the trick. That's the trick of the devil right there. Come to school to march in the band, to be the best you can be. Also, like I heard somebody talking about Glenn and Copper Top. I know them boys. Guess what? Copper Top left his mark. He's one of the best baritone players ever come through that school, period. That's what I'm saying. So what I'm trying to tell y'all is that when you come to a band program, come with it on your mind that I want to be somebody in that legacy. So when I do come back home to homecoming, people gonna welcome me because they miss me and they still appreciate me, even though I ain't here marching in this band. I'm gonna be the standard. I'm gonna be that baritone player, that mellophone player, that sousaphone player to be measured by for years to come. So what I'm looking for in a musician, I'm looking for students who want it. I'm looking for students who want it all, who coming to get everything they coming to get. Because guess what? You are paying for it. You might as well come be the best. Why you gonna pay? Look, why your tuition gonna be $28,000? It ain't $28,000 at Alabama State, but why your tuition gonna be $28,000, and it's $28,000 for the poor kid too, the one who can't play? So you mean tell me you gonna pay the same amount as him? You might as well come be the best.
So, man, what I want everybody to do, man, we need to make sure we share this page and everything, share this, because PJ really talking some good stuff. Like he really talking some like deep stuff, and like people, like parents, students need to hear this. Also, man, shout out Keith Thomas, say what's up, PJ. I don't know if you saw Keith Thomas and Kennedy say what's up.
What's up, baby? That's my dog.
That's real life. Some great words of encouragement for students that want to hear the real side of it. You know
Yeah,
that we can all talk about the other side of it, but the real side of it. And I appreciate you, hitting those points. I mean, it meant a lot. I wish I would have been here and stuff like this going
yeah,
into college because I mean we need to hear this.
PJ,
But
yeah.
I got a
You
question
know,
for you. Oh, go ahead, Burger. My
go ahead,
bad.
baby.
no, go ahead, ask me your question. I was just going on to the next question.
Oh, what advice, for as time management you'll give to a student between the studies and the band commitment?
Well, what I would say is this, man, is I used to work in a factory when I first moved to Alabama. I used to work at this place called J.R. Smith. When my folks broke up, like my dad had crazy bread, but he ended up going to prison. So me and my mom moved to where her mother lived, and that side of the family really didn't care too much about college. So it was either gonna go to the military, be a policeman, or work in the factory. So they set me up to work in the factory, man. And one thing that I saw about working in that factory is that it was about pace. In my first day in that factory, it really wasn't a hard job. It's just that it was beating the hell out of me because I didn't know what I was doing. So what I'm trying to tell y'all is let the process whip you until you get it down. And once you get it down, you're gonna become the process. So when you talk about time management, yeah, it's gonna be tough because number one, I want you to understand that band is a curriculum, it's not an after school activity. You have to study that. So what I'm saying to y'all is you need to make time study groups for your music just like you're doing for your chemistry. You see what I'm saying? So if you know you're weak on this part, you're gonna have to give it extra attention. So I say you got in between classes, you got at least 2 hours a day. So if you know this band paying you 6 G's to be here, and that's the bulk of your financial um um resources, what you need to do is you need to take a whole hour and dedicate it not just to all the music. That's where y'all go wrong. Just go over the part that you're having trouble with. If you're already good on the other stuff, just brush across it. Make sure the articulation clean. But the part that you know that you got trouble with, that's what desires the most attention. Same thing with all subjects. Only look over the stuff that's complex to you, the stuff that beats you down, the stuff that you ain't getting quick enough. Yeah.
So what
So
are
time management.
requirement
Go ahead.
like what are audition requirements for Alabama State? What are the interview process that if any of the kids wanted to know?
Well, man, my interview process is kind of personal. I be want to know what this kid want from himself because at the end of the day, you know, as a college band director, depending on what school you work for, sometimes it's impossible to keep your reputation clean. And me, I don't want to invite a kid to a situation where I know I can't help them. So I ask them what are they expecting, out of this experience. And also in the you talking about the manual or the actual audition itself, it's just basic scales and at least a chromatic. But me personally, just one way that it helps me assess my students is I ask them to sing a scale, like no horn, no mouthpiece, sing a scale for me. You see what I'm saying? And they'll let me know do they have good pitch recognition, because that's some stuff that you need to work on. Because me and Burger, me and you both know you can press the valve down and still play the wrong note because you don't know the pitch assigned to it. Not many college band directors make kids do that, but I do that. Me, I ask them to sing their prepared piece because some of them they'll have the sheet underneath it. They have the fingers rolled down.
Ooh,
You see all kind of stuff. But how can you tell me you know this piece if you haven't first internalized it? And if you have internalized that piece, then you know the pictures not just in your head but in your heart. What else we got?
Man, man, I'm glad we got PJ on here. I ain't even stunting.
yeah,
It's
Dude
just
dropping the real knowledge.
right.
Indeed, bro.
where we at, Burger. You gonna ask the next question, Burger?
Basically, I'm gonna go with the emphasis on academics. But you
Okay.
touched on it a little bit earlier, but I want you to talk to the students. Basically, the emphasis on academics for the students in your program.
Okay. Well, academics, we want you to keep a 2.5. We want you to keep whatever you got to keep to stay in school. And the thing about college is hard for everybody who don't use free resources. You got people around you with 4.0s. I'm not telling you to participate in academic dishonesty, but I am telling you to get with people who are a little stronger than you are in subjects that you're weak in. Pair up with them people, because band give you the excuse to have a relationship with them already and figure out how to get the grade that you need. That's what I'm telling you to do. It just requires a little effort, man. Academics ain't hard. You got kids all across the United States, and then this is what I'm gonna tell y'all about the kids in New Orleans now, especially the ones that I come in contact with. Bro, and this is unreal. When I was coming through school, this was unheard of. The average student from New Orleans graduated with a 3.3. When they started doing that,
That's some new stuff there.
that's what I'm trying to
That's
tell
some
you.
new shit.
I ain't ashamed. I am ashamed to tell y'all, but I graduated with a 2, like almost a 2.5. I had like a C average, but I got out of that. You feel what I'm saying? I walked across the stage. I ain't had no undercards, no ribbons, no nothing. Diploma. That's all I got. You feel what I'm
That's
saying?
all that matters.
So,
You got what you came there for.
but I'm looking at kids now, bro. These kids got 3.3s. So what I want to try to tell y'all, I know it ain't a question that I've been asked, but when you get to college, don't forget who you are. Remember that you have a 3.3 and you're a student with a special mind. So don't get to college and start following the crowd and become fake and lose yourself, because one thing you cannot do is you cannot be somebody you are not.
Ooh, say that again. They need to hear that again.
You cannot be somebody that you are not. So don't leave home and transform into John when you really Jacob. You ain't gonna know how to do John. So you're gonna be
And when
what
you
I'm
grind
saying.
on your burger now.
That's right. So so what you gotta do is you gotta remember, I came here like this, I'm gonna leave here better. This should be your goal.
Thanks.
You came with a 3.3, you gotta at least graduate with a 3.4, man. That's just the rule.
So how could a kid contact you if they wanted to become a marching hornet?
Man, what you well, I can't help him be a marching horn, but I can get him in the band. But uh yeah. But yeah, what they can do is, man, they can hit me up here on Facebook, just being PJ Howard. Um or they can, my phone number 205-261-1804. All you gotta do is reach out to me, holler at me. That's 205-261-1804. You can text me, make sure that I ain't still on this interview right here, or whatever you need to do. Just get in contact with me however you can. Anybody on this panel know how to get in contact with me, y'all.
Yeah.
So contact these people. If you need to contact me, they know how to contact me. These my folks, man.
Well, I can't let you go get off of here without asking you. Do you
Hmm.
have any long or short term goals for the marching band this year?
I was just about to ask.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can't let you get off here without asking you that.
I gotta ask him something too. Go ahead. When you
All
finish.
right, cool. So this is my answer to you, Burger. I am coming to shake things up. You heard me?
Yes,
I'm
that's what I
coming to
wanted to hear.
instigate. I'm coming to be confrontational. I'm gonna be all the respectful I can be. But I'm letting y'all know,
PJ, your
everybody be
thing.
saying this about Bama State, everybody be saying this about Bama State. That old talk. That's all I can tell you. I'm letting you know, if you still trying to prepare for the one you saw last year,
You
your
already
week
lost.
gonna be short this year. I'm telling you.
They're gonna
I
need
ain't
Jesus
playing
over
by
there though.
listen. I ain't playing by no rules. You heard me. I'm letting y'all
Uh-oh.
know. I don't care nothing about who y'all bands say
I'm
y'all
coming to
are.
shake things
I
up.
don't
You heard it here. My
Yeah,
boy
I
said
don't
he
care
coming
nothing
to
about
shake shit up.
I'm
Go
I
ahead,
still
don't care
John.
nothing about
I'm
no
still rolling
swag,
with the
Hold on,
two.
what
swag,
PJ
no
saying?
nothing. I
Say the
don't care
last
nothing
thing you
about.
said, PJ.
I said I don't care nothing about no swag, no swag, no nobody. I don't care nothing about how y'all get down. I'm gonna show you how I get down.
Yeah.
Big game.
Mm.
Big game.
I'm
PJ.
telling you.
See.
Oh, okay.
What's up, baby?
Are y'all still
What's
doing
up,
like
baby?
virtual auditions? Are y'all still doing some
Yeah,
virtual auditions for kids like maybe interested?
man. We still got money, man. Unlike
Big
my
money.
last situation, this one right here, one thing I appreciate about the SWAC schools, they really and Dr. Oliver, he know everybody, man. So they got a lot more resources than I'm accustomed to. So that's one reason I'm talking all this trash because the support is completely different. You feel me? So if we got students, we got man, they for the first time ever at Alabama State, they got this thing called the President Promise Scholarship, where students from all over the country, man, all over the United States, if you got a 2.7, they're gonna waive your out of state fee. You feel what I'm saying? And
Uh-huh.
then on top of that, you still get band scholarship. So you waive your out of state fee. The in-state tuition is $11,000. And say for an example, I gave you 5 Gs. That take your tuition down to 6,000. As a freshman, you gonna get 14,000 off dump. That's refund check.
Man.
All you gotta do is count. Look at Dwayne Davis. Come on, D.
D
I'm
ain't
gonna
coming
pull up
nowhere.
after this big dog.
Get
You
his
ain't going
ass,
nowhere.
man.
D, make me some band hats, man. We
Hey,
making pyramid. But yeah, man. Like I said, man. Yeah, we got a good situation going. And I want to help as many kids from everywhere, man. Everywhere I can, And like I say, you can go to some of these other schools that gonna come behind me. Those are good people. But I don't know many people in my friend list that can do what I can do for a student, not just in the band experience, but in a life experience. Because at the end of the day, band's a passion and a pastime. So when time passes, what band gonna do for you then? Call me.
PJ, man, I'm gonna just tell you this, bro. Like, you know, me and you always talk. You know what I'm saying? And whenever I needed some advice, I could come to you and you could tell me some real. One thing I could say about PJ, man, he gonna tell you the real. Like, he ain't gonna sugarcoat nothing. If you're right, you're right. If you're wrong, you're wrong. He gonna tell you what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I mean, he always be like, man, we always make mistakes. You know what I'm saying? Just overcome those mistakes, man. I really appreciate you, PJ, and not only for what you doing now, but man, they got a lot of like a lot of dudes like in that 0405 era of New Orleans that's connected with you.
Yeah,
They have a lot of
yeah,
respect for you. You know what I'm saying? I was talking to Kenneth Taylor that went to Kennedy, man, and he just when I
yeah.
said your name, he lit up like he really like you mentor him and you showed him the ropes, man. Like people will never forget that, man. Like you keep doing what you're doing, PJ, man. Like that's all that's all I can tell you. Keep doing what you're doing, and like I just know the sky's the limit. I already know what you're gonna do.
Bless y'all, man. Yeah, but those guys, we had never even seen Miles before, but we made each other a deal. It was simple. If you going, I'm going. If you gonna be there, then we gonna be straight. You know, and that's what we did, man. Until this day, all them dudes, it was like 70 of them that followed me down there on the bus, bro. I guess I was like 22 then, bro. They followed me. We picked them up from Warren Easton, and they followed me down there on the bus. We just went on rep. And man, we've been in love ever since then. We still family, We got a Marco Polo group chat. We talk to each other.
Thank you.
We start our day with bidding each other blessings and everything. And but I wanna extend my family, not just to New Orleans, but to any kid who needs a mentor. I don't know everything, man, but the stuff I do know, I want to share it with you. I ain't gonna keep no secret from nobody. And I want y'all to know too, y'all guys on this panel, man. God
Say,
bless
PJ,
y'all.
not to cut you off. I don't know if you can
Lord,
see the panel questions from the guys on the live feed,
Good
but
question.
I can't.
Lawrence Rawlins said, can you help transfer students, regardless of age, to continue their education?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Go ahead.
man,
You
and
can go
look,
ahead and finish. I wanted to. People was actually, and I saw Big Greg from Landry Walker say, "Will Alabama State be like 11 or 12? Will we see that Big Bama State like 11 or
By,
12?"
by the way, we smashed that. Man. But let's serious talk right here.
Okay, but I wasn't there. Smash them now, Darrell. But to answer Greg, bro, I don't think you ever see that band ever again. I think that what Dr. Oliver got now, he tried to be evolutionary every year, and I think the band that you see this year will be one of the best that you've ever seen from Alabama State. We even gonna get ahead of like the rail, something to be proud of. You feel what I'm saying? So everybody out just keep watching, man. We love y'all.
And that's what we want. That's what the band here want. We want something to talk about. But yeah, that 11-12 man got in that corner, got the work.
Man, big
Holla at
shout
me
out.
now.
But hey, real like we were saying earlier, man, that's some great smoke that you gave out. And look, man, they got money in Alabama. You got somebody that's gonna actually care about you. It's more than just man. When you pick up your life story, you did. Because you look back on it, you gonna say, this is the choices I made. This is the outcome of it. Man, PJ, if PJ was in my
That's
corner when
right.
I was in school, my school choices, it'd have been a lot harder to pick school
Uh,
because you got somebody that can actually care.
Yeah,
They're gonna keep it real, keep it 100 with you. So, shout out to you, dog.
man.
man,
Bless y'all, man. Thank
we
y'all
gonna
so
keep it.
much for having me.
Thank you, PJ, man. We're gonna keep it moving because we got some more guests coming on. Man, big shout out to Brandon Howard, band director on Jeff Davis High School. He is an Alabama State alum. I've been looking for talent. Brandon Howard, Jeff Davis is on my radar. Brandon Howard, you have to come see me. You have to
Yeah,
come see me,
Smash
Brandon
session.
Howard.
Smash session.
Brandon Howard, you have to come. Hey, good dude, though. Brandon Howard's a
Hey,
good
that's
dude.
my crab brother, man.
He got to come see me.
You can't come through the booth without seeing somebody.
No, they say
Tell
you
them no
gotta check
marching.
in, B.
No Rex next year. Tell them come get in some real parade.
They say you gotta check in, B.
Yeah,
Check
he
in, B.
gotta check in.
Hey
Hey,
man, I'm
man,
gonna get off here, man. I love y'all. Peace
Thank
and
you for
same
love.
here,
coming on,
PJ.
PJ. All
Most definitely,
love.
baby. Go.
yeah, that was
Let
some
me
good.
introduce these next fellas. Cause listen here, these next two fellas, if
Burger.
you don't know the Miles College band staff, you will know the Miles College band staff after tonight. Prof. Willie Snaith and Prof. Brian Knowles. Look, I had a pleasure talking with these fellas, and man,
Man, bro, you
whatever
look
they
good,
gave me,
dog.
whatever they gave me on the phone that night, I hope they can give it to
Oh,
these
my
people
bad.
watching this show tonight.
Brian, bro,
So,
you look real
without
excited.
further ado, I want to introduce Prof. Brian D. Knowles, and I'm not sure what Willie is, but he should be coming on here in a few.
What's going on, guys? What
What's
up?
going on,
What's
fellas?
up? Hey, also make sure y'all sharing this page so we can get some. Also, y'all make sure y'all like the page. Make sure we sharing this page because we need to get parents to hear this, students to hear this stuff. Man, this is some good information. Make sure we do that.
Listen, I don't even want to screw your name up, brother. So I'm gonna
Right.
let you do that
Yeah,
yourself.
how we gonna do it?
You and Prof knows, because I ain't even about to screw your name up, bro. So go ahead, introduce yourself.
All right, well, I'm Professor LeBaron McWater. I'm the Social Director of Bands at Miles College. Uh, I'm a primarily drill writer, help with arranging, do all the teaching, me and Prof Nas, tag team, the band, make all the things and all the magic you see on the field from weekend to weekend happen.
That's love.
And
All right,
I
well,
know you
look,
already said it, but I'm Prof. Brian Knowles. I'm the assistant director. I primarily do some of the majority of the arrangements for Miles College. With, Prof. McWater, he also assists me as well. Uh, man, we just an awesome team, man. We can't ask for a better team. Uh, Trying to see what Prof. Snipes is.
Man,
You don't
man, that
know,
joker
you
hit
know
me up.
Willie, you
you
know
got
Willie
some
what
old
he
night.
gotta make an entrance.
Feel
And
like
let
he,
Willie make an entrance.
like he's
he's
got
coming.
Always.
He's coming.
a nice soul.
Cause you
The strobe light on. I see you, dog.
and look, we got
Oh,
Prof Knowles
that's my
looking like he
studio.
on Rap City the basement.
You
I
got
know.
Go
He
ahead,
like
drop us a high 16.
he like
You know,
Teddy
I gotta
Riley, huh?
represent PMM
Teddy
on the
Riley.
Conway. PMM.
Look, we got the PMM guys on the live comment showing y'all some love.
And this the Kappa crucial conflict of Miles College. You know,
250, baby,
Alpha
250.
Yeah.
Kappa is crucial conflict as well.
yeah.
Hey, where y'all fellas from? Where y'all from? If y'all don't mind me asking that.
Well,
Well,
I'm from Birmingham. I'm a native of Birmingham, Alabama.
and I'm originally from Mobile, Alabama.
Real.
Okay, hey, look. Well, while we waiting, on Prof tonight, Mr. Willie, we're gonna go ahead and ask y'all some questions. Maybe y'all can answer a couple things till you come on. My first question, like I asked with PJ, why Miles? What do y'all have to offer? What could a student expect? Stepping onto that campus at Miles, and as a band member. Either one of y'all know.
Well, first of
Both
all,
of them. Both of them.
let me say that any person who considered Miles College, we definitely thankful for that. We know that you can choose any college around the world, but you chose to look into Miles College, and we definitely don't take that for granted. But at Miles College, we have such a family-oriented campus. Uh, we're relatively small campus, but with that being said, it's such a family vibe. Um, we're fully accredited with SACs. So when you do come to Miles and you do graduate, and when I say you do, you will graduate, your degree will mean something. And not only that, but we have only the best marching band around. I don't care, what conference. I consider us the best. So I mean, that's that.
It's gonna be
Prof Mac.
hard
Well,
to come answer behind that, but
well, just to reiterate that, we like at Miles, just like Pranav said, we offer a place that that allows you to feel like you're family, you're part of family, and you're gonna come to Miles, you're gonna feel like you belong in Miles. So we make sure that environment and that culture is set up for our students. We provide a safe place for them. We provide a place for them to be you. You know, we're gonna provide a framework for you to come in and progress as a student and as a musician. See, one of the perks at Miles, we take our students, we meet them where they come in at. So,
Right.
wherever you at when you come in, 4 years after you finish with us, not only gonna be a better musician, but you're gonna be a better student, a better person all around. So that's overall the overall goal for HBCUs period. But we specialize in making that happen at Miles.
Right. And
I
not only that, I didn't mean to cut you off, but not only are we making graduates, but I think even more importantly than that is that we're making productive citizens.
Right, right,
We can have a bunch of smart people graduating, but we want people that want to produce in this world, in this society, especially in this day and age, where a lot of our black men are facing different challenges, as you guys know, that's going on in the world. So we
right.
want to also make sure that they are uh, productive citizens, that are graduates.
Yeah, I heard you say y'all say grad. You keep the emphasis on graduating. And that's one thing we want to focus on the show. The emphasis of graduating and going to school for school and band, but mostly for your education and to make sure you leave with something. What's something that Miles College do as a program for the marching program to make sure your students are focused. That's what I talked about on education and music, and how does that go?
academically, what's the grade point average you want them to keep basically?
Well, we want our students to maintain grade point average as high as possible. But in order to maintain a scholarship, a band scholarship, you have to have at least a 2.0. Um, and with that being said, some of the things that we try to do, I know one of the things that we do is we make sure that our kids are out at a certain time for band practice. We don't. I hear horror stories that some band programs keep their kids 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. No, that's not us. Uh, because at the end of the day, you really come for education. With the by the vehicle of a band scholarship. Another thing that we do, Prof. Snipes, which I don't know where he is, but hopefully he'll be on soon. But he's really good as well as our administrative assistant, making sure that they check each and every one of our students' grades. Uh, we push. If we see a student that's slipping, we give them that push, let them know, hey, you're on the verge of this, and that. I also know, and I've done it myself. Go to some of the kids' class, talk to the teachers, the professors, see what can be done. Uh, and I know a lot of times people say that college, the teachers won't hold the students' hand, but we kind of do, because at the end of the day, when we release our students from that graduation stage, we want to make sure that they are ready.
Right.
There for life, real.
So just like Prof Nas said, kind of piggyback what he do. Like, we try to be efficient on our end with what we do for our students. In regards to rehearsals, everything is going to be planned. We lead by example. So if we want our students to plan, balance their work, band life, we make sure we come in prepared for rehearsal. So we try not to waste time at all. If Prof Nas starts rehearsal, he has everything written down that he's going to work on, that we're going to work on. Same thing with me. I have everything written down. If we're going out on the field, we know exactly what we're going to do. So when we come in for rehearsal, 5:15, by 9 o'clock, 9:30, we done. If that late, because we come in, we run efficient rehearsals. We put ourselves and our students on the time limit, and we run intense rehearsals that are planned. So and we expect that same type of efficiency from our students as well.
Right.
So,
and I feel like if your band had to rehearse from 1 to 2 o'clock in the morning, it's either number one, maybe, I don't know, the students may not be getting it, the concept, or it may be something that the teacher or the band director is doing wrong. So we try to make sure, as Prof Mac Water just said, we try to make sure that we have a lesson plan. Mr. Snipes is really good at making sure each staff member has a lesson plan so we can use time more efficiently.
Oh, most deaf.
Well, I see a
So as
comment.
far as
I see a comment in here. I want to So you say it's a 2.0 to keep the scholarship. Is that also the requirement for financial aid?
It is.
Yes.
It
Okay.
is.
A question for some of the incoming students that may be pursuing Miles College. Some of the requirements for audition for Miles College, and how ways you can do it, and the ways to get in touch with you for that audition.
Well, for me, myself, we still doing virtual auditions. If any student would like to hit me up and inbox me on Facebook, you can find me at LeBaron McWater, inbox me, and I will forward you a Google sheet, a Google document, where you can fill it out and we can schedule an audition. And our auditions virtually, we're going to ask for scales, we're going to ask for prepared piece, and we're going to chop it up a little bit. We're going to try to find out a little bit about yourself, home life, what type of person you are, what type of character you are, and we're going to go from there. I said at the end of the day, we want to help students. If you got a desire to come to Miles, we're gonna make sure you give you some money and make sure that thing happens.
okay,
Right.
so what are y'all looking
Hold up.
for in students?
Okay.
What are y'all looking for?
What type of students? We are looking for students that are teachable, that are hungry, to be not only just the best in band, but be just the best in life. Because we figured that if you want to be the best in life, they'll carry over into band. We looking for,
What it do? What it do, baby?
They
What
go,
up?
they
What
got
it
There you go.
they got it.
What it baby? I'm
Told
here. I'm
y'all
here.
he was making his entrance, bro. I
I'm
told y'all
here,
he had to
baby.
make it.
You had us carrying the interview
Always.
now.
I'm here, baby. What's up? Where they at? Miles.edu.
You
That's
see
all
my
we
microphone, bro?
Man, that microphone. Never mind.
My boy about to drop a high 16.
Man,
Hey,
where the
look,
bros at, man? Where the bros at, man? Where my
man,
bros? I
what's
see
going?
we on a crucial conflict show. Where they at, man? Where they at?
right.
Hey, so we were asking Prof Snipe, welcome to the show. We were asking the director that's on here, what kind of students that y'all were looking for at Miles College, And then we also had a question right before that my boy LeBron, and I hope I'm pronouncing that right.
Mr.
Man,
Mac,
it's called
Mr. Mac
Prop Mac,
Waters.
bro.
Mac
Got
Prop
Waters.
Mac.
See,
you.
Prop
listen,
Mac.
look at Mr. McWater. Don't even worry about New Orleans people pronounce everything wrong. So
Yeah.
don't even worry about it. It ain't got nothing to do. We just talk like that.
Hey, it's all good, bro. I'm from Mobile, man. We ain't too far. We right down the road from each other.
But yeah, you can answer those questions if you want, Mr. Prof Mike.
You asked Durant, you asked the question?
Yeah, I wanted him to piggyback off what you were saying on the audition requirements and then the type of students that he's looking for in his program at Miles.
I don't think Willie can hear.
Willie, you can hear?
Willie, you can hear?
Prof.
Somebody else tell him.
Tell him.
I hear you, but
Look,
I don't hear nobody else. I'll be now.
Who you
well,
who you
no,
hear?
you go ahead and ask him. Go ahead and ask him. No.
Well, they wanted you to I guess address the audition requirements for Miles College and also address what type of students that you want in your band program.
Oh, okay. Well, basically, our audition process is not really hinderance, but we want to hear your major scales and arpeggios. We want a solo piece and some basic sight reading. Percussion, we may ask you for hybrid rudiments and 32 essential rudiments, some solo piece, and also would like to see some basic sight reading. The student that we want at Miles is a student that want to graduate from college. Our retention rate is very high. We have about an 85% retention rate in our. So a lot of times when you hear the Miles College band early in the season, a lot of people try to wonder like why they sound like that. The reason is we keep 85% of our old heads, so we don't have to go out and get a bunch of freshmen. Another thing is we don't strive to have a huge. That's not our focus. We want to focus on the musicians and build the musicians that we have. So it's a 4-year program. Unfortunately, sometimes music majors have to go to 5th year. I don't think there's no school in Alabama graduate more music majors certification than Miles. I think we have like 8 band directors in Birmingham alone. Then I know we have some in Florida, we have some in Tennessee, and we're going to have one in Augusta this year. But every year we graduate music majors out of our program certified at the practices. So students, I'm warning you now, when you are looking for a school with a music major, make sure the school has a music education major, because if you graduate and you're not certified, you may not get a job, or you may get a job on substitute pay. So you don't want to go into that field trying to get your certification while you're in your undergrad. Prof Mac, interact with me if I'm saying anything wrong. Prof Knowles.
No, you correct.
Let me add this, and especially with our band directors, a lot of them who are all of our band directors who are graduated from Miles, they go immediately into the workforce. Like it's no wait time. Like they go immediately because a lot of people know of our band staff, and they call our office to see if we have any students because of the reputation of our band. So that's another thing to look at.
And also, Prof Knowles, let me add to that. Every director on our staff has a master's degree or higher. We don't have anybody on our staff that do not have a master's degree or higher. Prof
Right.
Mac and Prof Knowles are back in school now working on their specialist degrees, their second master's degrees. Everybody on our staff is certified in some kind of type. Also, everybody on our staff also have taught on the level. So we don't have anybody on our staff that have not taught middle school, high school before coming to the college level.
I did not know.
I actually recruited Prof Matt Water after I heard his concert band. I came over to hear him do his concert one season, and I was so impressed with his work. I asked him to come to Miles from Georgia. See, a lot of people know about Prof Knowles. Prof Knowles do an excellent job, but Prof Matt Water is also a lethal force on our staff, and that's why I wanted him on this interview. His concert bands were impeccable, and I was so proud of what I seen. I invited him to the Miles staff, and he we were trying to do. Prof. Knowles has a master's in music education, and now he's going to have a master's in instructional leadership. I'm very proud to say that. Also, I would like to say on this show that I have a staff. I don't have to worry about the band being prepared. Let me address this because this has been on my heart. As the head director, we don't have time a lot of times to write music. We don't have a lot of time to be in front of the band like we were as assistant directors. When I was an assistant band director, all you saw was me and Prof. Knowles battling all day on the box. But now you don't see me as much because you see Prof. Mac and Prof. Matt Water. But listen to me, high school students. When you get into the of head band director, I want you to understand you're not a band director 100% anymore. You become an administrator. And a lot of times we don't have time to just work in front of the band like we used to. So I want to give a shout out to all my band directors because you have no clue when you sit in that when you sit in that chair as the head band director what we. So I want to give kudos to my staff, Vincent Perry, David Logan, Rochelle, Mr. Carlos. I want to give a shout out to all those guys who make the Perfect Mark Machine go. And if you meet a head band director that do not honor his staff, you need to watch them because I could not do this alone. So, it's great that Brian Knowles can write music. It's that Prof. Matt can do drills and write music. I'm totally happy with that. But at the end of the day, when the band budget, when I have to make sure we got uniforms, instruments. We talk about $1 million budget, Mr. Van Buren. I hope you're listening to me. We talking about $1 budget that I'm playing with over 200 students a year. So $1 million is really not enough money. I have to figure out how to get money from others for the band can do the things that it do. If you notice, Miles don't really miss any away games, right, Prof. Mac and Prof. Knowles?
That's true. We don't.
We don't really miss any away games. Few bands travel like Miles' band. This spring semester, we Marcus Parade, the Touch Parade, and we did the Martin Luther King Parade in Tampa, Florida. So we had a great second semester. A lot of bands even coming together unless they did the Honda. So I just wanted to say that because I see a lot of times we forget about the head band directors, but the assistant band director is supposed to be the hardest working person on the staff. So we need to understand that. So when it comes down to the music and stuff, that's why I hired Prof. Mac and that's why I hired Prof. Knowles to handle that stuff, so I can make sure the band is in place.
100.
So okay. Since we got everything answered about Miles College,
Wait,
y'all know why.
Hold on. Somebody,
What you said?
Prof. Nell.
Yeah,
You want to say something?
let me just say this. I don't want this to be a mush fest, but I don't even consider us as coworkers. I'm talking about the staff, like the camaraderie have. It's like
brothers.
Like just like today. I don't know what Prof. Matt was, but today me and Prof. Snipes we went fishing. You can look on my Facebook page. Like we had fun. Like I don't fish, but I just enjoyed the time with my brother, Prof. Snipes. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So you want high school, you want to go to a band program where it's so family oriented that everything is so tight, because when the camaraderie is tight, the music is tight.
Mm.
One thing I can tell you.
Yeah,
Hey,
bro.
man. Oh, you about to say something, Bird?
I just remember I was on the phone with them, and I got a question for all three of y'all. All three of y'all can answer. What can we expect from Miles College this year as far as that smoke? That smoke.
Prof. Can you repeat the question on Prof. Mac? Because I can't hear them.
You said for this year, what should they expect in terms of Miles, in terms of smoke, like us bringing smoke?
Just respect Miles College. That's as the head band director, I want to say that just though on the football field, we're gonna have that sound. We're gonna have that show. Prof. Mac and Prof. Knowles gonna have that music and that drill going. If you notice in the past, like last year we put the state of Texas on the field. The year before that, we unstoppable at the Queen City, Honda Battle of the Bands. You know, we're going to put on an awesome field presentation. And at Miles, field to me is more important than the stands. So I'm looking for an explosive first show this year. We are going to start camp July 26th. We have told our students we're going to have school person to person. Looking forward to having an explosive field show, and Prof Mac and Prof Knowles can talk about what their expectation for us. But the fifth quarter is left up to those guys. But the field show, that's up to me, and that's what I'm looking for a great field presentation.
Y'all did have everybody playing the box this year, but I ain't gonna say nothing.
Well, he said all three of us answered the question. So with me answering the question, first of all, with COVID going on, I'm prayerful. I'm prayerful that we're able to even have a football in the marching season, because, you know, to be honest, the CDC don't know what's going on. The White House don't know what's going on. Dr. Fauci don't know what's going on. Nobody knows what's going on in terms of COVID. We can predict that we're going to have a season next year, or, you know, but nobody really knows.
Right.
Nobody knows, you know. So
Right.
I'm just expecting for us to hopefully have a season, you know. And if we do have that season, just expect for, you know, for the smoke to come up. You know, you're gonna think it's we're gonna need a fire station, fire truck to come blow it out. I'm just saying.
I said, well, look, we're gonna bring Miles. You know, we got a brand. People, when you see Miles come on the field, when you hear us in the stands, we got a brand. We're gonna present that same brand. There's gonna be a lot of smoke, a lot of energy. You can expect the best field shows. You can expect fire rankings that's gonna get the crowd, you know, jumping. It's gonna get kids excited. It's gonna get everybody involved in our presentation of what we do. You know, so we all about energy. We always Prof Snipe, Prof Knowles, all three of us talk about energy all the time. You know, when you come in the band room, we gotta have energy. We on the field, we gotta have energy. You know, so that's the type of vibe, that's the type of culture we're trying to establish. We already established. We're just gonna push them over.
Is there any bands y'all looking forward to seeing and giving some of that smoke?
Repeat that.
Yeah,
Because PJ just said, man, Alabama State gonna take over Alabama.
Man,
That's what he told me.
Alabama State was most definitely about to take over.
I'm a
What
Bama State
was the
grad,
question?
but I don't think they're gonna have him though, boss.
Hey, somebody tell
Real?
Willie, somebody tell
Real?
Snipes, he can't hear us.
Hey, ask the
Prof
question
Knowles,
again.
make sure you telling me what they say, because I'm time hearing them.
Okay, so they're saying, I guess next year, who we expect to bring it against, basically. PJ, Mr. Howard came up here before we got on and said that I guess Alabama State is going to, I guess, prevail somehow, or this, that, and the third. So
I love
Against
it.
who?
I thought that was cute.
He said he gonna shake the scene. That's what he said.
Gonna
He
shake
said
the
he's gonna
scene.
shake the scene up next year.
He said, yeah, PJ said he gonna shake the scene, the band scene up.
Oh, against Miles or just the band scene?
The
Everything.
band scene.
The band
But you
Oh,
scene.
got a band. That's against everybody. If you got a band, he meant everybody.
did he say Miles College?
He said everybody. A band.
He said
No.
everybody.
Did he say
Okay.
MIL? Did he say Miles?
I
No, I
mean,
don't think he would have
out
said,
in
man.
Alabama, so I'm guessing y'all first.
Oh, okay. As long as he don't say Miles, because he know I make it personal quick. I find Alabama State. So don't play with me. Nobody play with me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You know, Prof Snipes is real aggressive. Real aggressive.
Yeah, bro. Say, bro, look, I
He does what he
said
says.
you being real nice on here too, Private Nose, bro. I mean, I ain't gonna put you on blast, bro.
Well, you know, we have
I'm
to be
gonna
political, Virgo. We got to be political. I can't get up here and say all kind of stuff, man.
But
I
look,
can't even
are
curse
y'all
on.
doing virtual auditions for the kids? If so, ask Prof Snipes to answer that too, and let us know the information that we can give to the kids, because these kids are looking for college.
Yeah, they
Listen,
want to
no,
know if we are doing virtual auditions still, and if so, how can these kids get in touch with us?
We are still doing auditions. You can get in contact with LeBaron Matt Water on Facebook, Professor Brian Knowles on Facebook, or you can talk to us in our school email. My school email is snipes@miles.edu. We are looking forward to having a little bigger band than we had last year. So I'm probably about 192 students. That's what we're looking for. We're hoping for. But if not, we good 160, 170. So I know we're gonna have a 160 because I got 150 upper class. So we know we're gonna have that. But we just looking. We are still doing auditions. We still have scholarship available, and we still have academic scholarships available. Also, we are inspiring young men and young women who want to be a part of Kappa Kappa Psi and Tau Beta Sigma. We have the largest Kappa Kappa Psi chapter in the Southeast District, and we also have the biggest Tau Beta Sigma chapter in the SED. With that being said, let me say this: Miles College is zero tolerance on hazing. That's why one of our reasons that people can come to our school and get in those organizations. We don't have any harassment. So you don't have to come to our school and go through all this crazy stuff to be a part of the band, nor the fraternity or the sorority. Prof. Knowles is the sponsor of Kappa Kappa Psi. I am the advisor of Kappa Kappa Psi and Tau Beta Sigma. Prof. Matt Water is a brother of Kappa Kappa Psi, and he's a member of Tau Beta Sigma. Mr. Knowles is a brother of Kappa Kappa Psi and a member of Tau Beta Sigma. And we're looking forward to getting Phi Mu Alpha on campus. Me and Mr. Knowles are both brothers of Phi Mu Alpha. We're going to get Prof. Mac on that train soon.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, we're still doing virtual auditions, and we're looking forward to having a great season. Looking season. We really don't have to talk a lot of trash because y'all you know.
You chopping up, Prof.
His
Can y'all hear
phone
me now?
going in and out. Yeah, I can hear you.
What I was saying is, y'all saw the Battle of Birmingham. Y'all seen that we own Alabama. So all the other bands are striving to take our throne. So we're gonna work even harder, make sure that we keep that throne this year also.
Don't
So
forget the
Prof
field
Mac, you got
in Houston.
anything you want to say?
No,
Oh yeah, Houston. We own Houston.
That
I
field
wonder
show in Houston, nice.
if there's a New Orleans show. What do y'all have to say to the New Orleans students? The impact that they make on a band program at Miles. Because there's a lot of them watching on here because this is a New Orleans show. So, what are some things y'all would like to say to them?
well,
I'm gonna say this, and I always
go ahead.
have said this.
Okay.
The students from New Orleans. I would like to say this before Prof Mac interject. You guys have your own legacy. Stop going to the same school. When we have students to 10 miles from New Orleans, they
You
it's like
chopping up, Prof.
Murphy is a brother of Kappa Kappa Psi now. Hashira Young, can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
we
can
can
hear
hear
Hey,
you.
you.
you know,
Shout
Can you
out
hear me?
T Murphy, man. T Murphy, man.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Prof Mac or Prof Knowles. Any act on that because they can't hear me.
Well,
Yeah, baby. Well, go ahead, Prof. Matt.
I, my interaction with New Orleans students, man, every student I ran across marching the band with from New Orleans, they always been awesome musicians. I'm talking about can play the horn upside down, all the way through, range, everything. And I love the work ethic, from New Orleans students. So just like Prof Slice said, stop going to the same school. You got other bands out here that can give you great opportunities to number one, get your college degree and give you a great band experience, and that's what we do at Mount. We're gonna give you a great band experience. So we're gonna welcome, we're gonna make sure the students from New Orleans have a safe environment and they have a place that they feel like they belong. A lot of our students that come from New Orleans, they are part of these same organizations, TBA, Kappa Kappa Psi, and they do very well in those organizations and do very well in the band as well. Proud now.
Yeah, man, you summed it up. Yeah, one of our drum majors, Hashira Young, she's actually uh, uh, a native of New Orleans. So,
Hmm.
we definitely very like you said, Terrence Murphy, who's outstanding trombone player. Just a wonderful, wonderful guy, man. We've had just a number of people from New Orleans, man. And we want more. We want more New Orleans blood in our band, but at the same time, just like everybody else, we want everybody to be committed, and we want everybody to uh, want to be the best. Uh, be in our band.
Right.
That's a bet there. That's a bet
I
there.
love the sound that New Orleans students bring. They bring that power. I love it. We got a lot of Landry Walker students in our band. A lot of them, at least 13 of them, 14 of them. And we just love them, man. And when they come to Miles, most of them do great academically. Majority of them, how sure as they're going to graduate next year. So, that's just something to think about. One thing I can say about Talladega College, and one thing I can say about Miles College, we graduate our students. Y'all can say what y'all want to say about Miguel Buns.
Right.
Man, he graduates 20, 30 every year. And I hope he's listening to this class. He graduated.
Right.
I get on the Miguel a lot about things, but one thing I can say, he on them students by going to only school that's probably comparing the graduation out the band in the state of Alabama is Miles. Miles and Talladega graduated 20. So if you go to them schools, yeah, you get an awesome band experience. But at the end of the day, you went to school to graduate. And we butt about graduating. We be on them by graduating. So, these high school band directors that's watching this tonight, it's your duty to get your kids to the best place where they can be successful. Not where you graduated from, because that might not be the best situation for them. Everybody
Right.
can't go to a large university. Sometimes you have to go to a school where it's like a family atmosphere, where you're more than a number. You know what I'm saying? Schools like Talladega and Miles, I cannot continue to say this. The band directors know every student in the band. So to the kids in New Orleans who need that extra love sometimes, need that extra push, you need Prof Snipes on your butt following you to class. This is the school that you need to go to. Don't follow your friend because it's hype. Because at the end of the day, you ain't going to graduate. And when you don't graduate, guess what? What's the reason you borrowed that money to go to college anyway? You just
Right.
wasted your money, your time. So everybody talking about that smoke, but who gonna be smoking on graduation day? If you got you got blowed out, finish. You took an L. You took an L. Everybody on my staff got a degree. We want everybody in our band to get a degree because that make our look great. So when the president talk about taking funds, when the president talk about I don't know about the band program, need this or that. At the end of the day, I can show a list. This is what the band is doing. We're retaining. Retention is great. We're graduating. Graduation rate is great. And most of all, we're not hazing. We're not
Okay.
hazing. So when a kid comes to Miles, they're safe. They're safe. And that's one of my biggest things as the head band director. Prof Mac and Prof Niles tell you, I know everything. Nothing in
Yeah.
that band going, I don't know.
Okay. Well,
And
hey guys, we want to appreciate.
we
Thank you.
enjoyed y'all fellas for coming on the show. We really appreciate
y'all,
your
man.
insight.
And we
And
appreciate
I'm
it.
gonna have to
Thank you,
call
man.
you. I'm gonna have to call y'all on the phone to get that real, because I don't like that political shit y'all gave me tonight. But y'all know
Man,
it's
hit us
all
up,
up.
bro.
Hold on, before we go, Burger reason why K-State was getting blowed on at the Mardi Gras. Burger, it's your fault. I'm trying to battle K-State. It's your fault. Y'all better
And they
watch
played.
Burger.
They played the
Man,
box too.
look, they kept blowing, man. They were getting on my nerves, man. Put them in their place so they can go ahead.
No, man.
All right, fellas.
They doing a good job though over there, man.
Van Buren,
They doing.
if Mr. Van Buren don't send me them baritones, I ain't gonna be on this show no more. I better get them baritones.
Oh, man, them dudes, they
Terrence,
all this shit, bro.
Terrence Murphy on here hollering at y'all. T. Murphy on here hollering at y'all, man. So I'll let y'all boy.
All right, guys. We love y'all, man. Keep doing what y'all doing
Oh,
for the band
always
world.
love.
Salute to y'all,
Always
Appreciate
fellas,
it,
love.
man. Appreciate it. All right, have a good one.
Appreciate it.
That was some more good
I'm
smoke
gonna let
right there.
y'all introduce y'all people. Yeah, I'm
Well,
gonna let y'all introduce y'all people.
you saved the best for last. We got two
Look,
great
I
guys
fuck with Miles.
from often
um,
imitate University. And what's up, Mr. Taylor?
This what we doing? This what we
Yeah,
doing?
what's up?
Mr. Kendrick Taylor, Southern University Director
The
of Band.
Southern University Human Jukebox.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All 02.
The best band in the nation.
Yes, sir.
Ain't no doubt about it.
Speak.
Alabama State and Miles don't.
Keep talking, Taylor.
Alabama State and Miles don't think so. So I'm gonna just be quiet.
Hey, well, you know what? I can't say anything because I'm from Alabama, but we crank on anybody. Anybody can get it. What's up, bro?
What's going on, Mr. Taylor? Nice to meet you, man.
Same here, brother.
What's up, Mr.
Terrell,
Taylor?
what's up, man?
What's up, Mr. Taylor? It's good to see you, man.
He cheesed up. He got the people on here. He cheesed up. Boy, y'all boys a trip, boy.
Hey.
Y'all was killing for everybody else. We got Mr. Taylor on here. Now y'all got smiles.
Yes. Now it's time to hit him.
Hey, man. Hey, that's how I go down. You know, in the way we talk. You know, it's just like anybody can get it. Nobody else even matters. You know that. A lot of people think we be worried about them, but we only worry about ourselves. So we only try to be as strong as our weakest link, and our weakest link is our weakest band. So whoever the weakest band was, that's who we try to be better than. You know, we try to be better than our last band. Whoever it is, you know, it's all good and all in fun. But man, we definitely try to educate our students and to become better each day. We stay on them like white on rice, bro. We be on them like. They'll tell you, man, we learned so many arrangements in a year. My first year in 2014, I think I wrote like 30-something arrangements. Mr. Simmons wrote like 60. Hey. Crazy. Everybody got it. It was crazy. It was crazy. Hey, and it seemed like I'm exaggerating, but I can go to the computer. We can just go down the list of all the stuff we played. It was crazy, bro. We turned it up, man.
32.
What's going on, man? What's going on?
Well, look, we got you on here. Thank you for joining the show. We just gotta we want the show to focus on some of the high school students that's gonna be going to some of these universities and the difference between high school and what they could expect. So the first question out the gate, just like I asked everybody else, why Southern? What could an incoming student expect joining Southern University marching band? And then also becoming a student at Southern University?
Well, the number one thing that I would say, becoming a student at Southern University, it'll definitely make a difference in your life. When I look at all of the other schools and I look at what they had to offer, when I was coming up in school, man, I couldn't see myself going nowhere else. I had full scholarships to all the Alabama schools going from Mobile. So, but just being able to be at Southern University, man, opened my eyes to a lot of things. You travel everywhere. We go everywhere. We go everywhere we want to go. We definitely had the opportunity to fly. That was the first time I was ever able to fly. When I came to Southern University, that was the first time I flew. You're able to travel and see different stars. I mean, you're able to be a part of different ensembles. You're able to witness and experience different things. If you're watching that band, there is nothing that band won't teach you. Life learned lessons, musical lessons, educational lessons, anything that you desire in life, the Southern University band will offer that to you.
Okay. Johnny, you got a question?
What's up, Mr. Taylor? How you doing today, man?
What's going on, man? How you doing?
Man, me and this man go way back, man. You know.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm old one, he old two. You know what I'm saying?
I was definitely glad when they got zipped. Hey, John, I take it back.
Shit, man, hey, the funniest thing about Mr. Taylor, man, this was the first game. And everybody, if you know what Southern is, everybody before the game, we just be in the room, just chill. Everybody's going crazy. And out the blue, Taylor just said, "Don't nobody go no effing well." Everybody just stopped. Everybody just stopped, man. So, man, that was one of the funniest moments I remember about Mr. Taylor, bro. And
it wasn't that nice. It wasn't that nice, though. Don't make it seem so nice. It was.
Like that was going. Everybody just stopped, like, and no, I don't think a crab ever. Everybody stopped.
Everybody was on the floor.
Everybody was on the floor. Hey, here go my question, man.
Let me find out the full baritone players going to Southern. Let me find out.
I don't know, man.
Let me find out the full baritone players going to Southern.
I don't know where they going.
They coming to Southern.
Hey,
I bet you don't know, Johnny. I bet you don't know.
I mean, I let them do choose where they going.
That's why they got SU and they buy you on Instagram. They got SU and they buy you on Instagram, though.
We supposed to ask Mr. Taylor questions, right?
Yeah, right.
All right. What are you looking for potential students to come to Southern University? Like, what's the additional requirements? Like, is there an interview process or like scholarship opportunities?
It's definitely opportunities for scholarship. Man, I'm watching some great guys, and we definitely look at musicianship students that can play. A lot of students don't know, but we offer scholarships to students that have great potential and students that just flat out can play. We look at skills, rhythm. If you look at skills and rhythm, that's basically the foundation of a great musician. And a lot of people don't like to acknowledge this, but New Orleans has some of the greatest musicians to come through Southern University. I'm watching some great guys, Javon Pollard, my crab brother, JP. I know y'all know JP. Man,
yeah, we know
that O2 class some hard hitters.
Yeah, hey, Gordon, Hewitt, them all my crab brothers, man. But them boys, they can play. Man, we had some guys that flat out can play in there. And New Orleans produced some great musicians. So one of the things that I always say, you got to have a mix of all different types of flavor. And that's what makes great musicians. But we offer scholarships to all different types of students. We want all different types of students in your program. I never witnessed, I got to say this, but, in New Orleans, man, they have middle school band programs that play to the level of high school programs in Mobile. So it's like, man, they got little cats on baritone playing B flats, butter style. Like, man, that is unrealistic. But you got to be able to put some hat in the horn for sure. We definitely want somebody that can put some hat in the horn. I'm not gonna sit here and even sugarcoat it. You got to put some hat in the horn. We gonna respect you. You put some hat in the horn.
Yeah. Okay. A question that came up that we wanted to ask at Southern, being in the band at Southern, it's a full-time job because in order to be the best, you got to work in. But the school band balance, what's that like at Southern University for some of the students that wanna know? Well,
man, you definitely got to balance your schedule. We definitely want students that can come and graduate. A lot of students think that it's band, but you definitely got to come and do your academics. It's never a time when you can come and just lay back and not go and make sure that you go to class. Everybody must go to class. We definitely push, emphasize, and stress going to class. It's one of those things that you can't take back once you start. Once your track record starts once you enter into the university. So time management is important. You got to be disciplined. And a lot of people don't realize that when you go to a university, your self-discipline plays a key role in that, in what you're used to, what it is that you want to do, and who you want to become as a person. So I definitely will emphasize being about the books, being about trying to be better as a person, as an individual. When I came up into Southern University, man, I feel like there was nothing that I couldn't accomplish by seeing the greats. So when they used to emphasize, Dr. Griggs always stressed being at the right place at the right time with the right equipment, ready to concentrate. And I mean, you know, he said so fast, get the right place at the right time, ready to concentrate. You're like, God dang, what he said. But when you really broke down what he was saying and how he said it and what he was standing for, he basically was telling us that, you know, you need to be at the right place at the right time with ready to concentrate, meaning you need to be where you're supposed to be. If you had class at 8 o'clock in the morning, you need to go to class. You know,
Mr.
so
Taylor, I have a question for one of the kids, Mr. Taylor.
Go ahead.
One of the kids wanted to know, can you choose as many classes as you want if you have a band scholarship?
Oh, definitely. I mean, it's not a limit to what you can do. Every individual is different. You know, hey, I know every last one of y'all can attest to this. When you were going to your 10th grade, 11th grade, or 12th grade year, they would tell you, man, when you go to this class, this is what you better expect. It's gonna be hard. This teacher ain't no joke. So it's the same way. It's different strokes for different folks. Some classes are easy for some people, but it's hard for others. For me, you know, when people tell me, man, it's gonna be hard to do this class, but then I go in that class, I'm like, man, this ain't that bad. But for different people, is different learning techniques. So some people are visual learners, some people are learners that can learn any kind of other way. But I'm one of the people that have to put in extra work. So I have to go read and research it for myself as opposed to verbally listening to what they're actually saying.
Okay. And what's that grade point average that the directors look for students to actually be able to stay in the band?
2.0. That's all we ask. 2.0. It's not hard. And what really a lot of people don't know, a lot of universities offer a lot of scholarships to people. But with Southern University, man, our tuition is like the cheapest out of all the tuitions out there. So to maintain a scholarship at Southern University, you only need a 2.0. Right now, we offering scholarships for people with a 2.5, and you get in without a problem. Right? So to get in Southern University is not even hard right now. It's not difficult. But you know, a lot of universities throw a lot of money out there, and their tuition is way high. We don't even have to offer you a scholarship at Southern University. You come out cheap. And a lot of people don't know that. So we get less money, but our tuition is not as high as others. But you still come out better. So, you know, when it comes to academics and stuff like that, man, you only need a 2.0 to even maintain your scholarship.
How can a kid reach out to you to do virtual auditions, or if y'all doing any virtual auditions?
Oh man, we definitely doing virtual auditions. Zoom. You can email me at Kedrick Taylor Taylor at subr.edu, or you can email Mr. Brian Simmons, Brian_Simmons at subr.edu, or you can email Mr. Cedric Todd, Cedric_Todd at subr.edu, or Mr. Lorenzo Hart, Lorenzo_Hart at subr.edu. All of us. That's how you can get in contact with us, and we'll set up a Zoom audition with you, and we'll take care of it.
What is the ideal Southern University band student?
The ideal Southern University band student is someone who can play. We don't really take any horn holders. I know a lot of schools take our scraps. It is what it is. I'm just being honest. But we don't take horn holders. Everybody in our band produce. We don't allow students to come in there and just hold a horn. Man, you got to be able to play. That's one of the ideal things. There's no question about it. You know, nobody don't want nobody in no band that's just coming in there to do a dance routine. That's definitely not what we based on. Dance routine is like icing on the cake. Me, I don't like icing on my cake. I like pound cake. I don't need no icing on my cake. So dance routine is like icing on the cake. So definitely, that's what I would definitely say.
Mr. Taylor, I got another question for you. Mr. Anthony wants to know, would there be a chance for students to have tutorials throughout the year as study hall or anything like that?
Yeah, we have a down the hall class where we do students could come and they might not be the best on their instrument, and we usually offer a Donald Howard class where they can come and better their skills, and the next year they can audition for the band.
Okay, what about out-of-state fees?
Out-of-state fees, all you need right now is a 2.5 GPA, no ACT included.
So what, they waived the out-of-state fee, I'm assuming?
Say it again?
I said, are they waiving the out-of-state fee with the 2.0?
2.5 GPA, 2.5.
Oh, that's great. That's a better. Well, Mr. Taylor,
when I came through, you had to have the qualifications, and you had to meet the qualifications of the university. So it was on the band director to give you an out-of-state fee waiver, because I'm from Mobile. So in order for you to get a out-of-state fee waiver, you had to go through the band department. But now the school is offering, if you graduate high school with a 2.5 GPA, you automatically get your out-of-state fee waived.
That's huge, man. When I was coming in, you had to have a 20 ACT score.
Definitely.
At least get it. So
definitely.
For real?
They waiving the ACT was huge. I know some people who couldn't come to school because of ACT score. So that's huge.
Yeah, my little niece had a 4.0 GPA, but she had a 19 on the ACT. She couldn't get in.
Man, I ain't know Southern was like when it was open enrollment when I went. Y'all making me feel old.
Hey, that's true.
It was open enrollment.
Yeah, it definitely was. That I had some crap brothers that had 12 and 13 on ACT.
Well, since Southern University is its own competition, as you put it, what are you guys looking forward to post-COVID-19? Because Southern University hasn't given out any smoke since Mardi Gras, Bacchus, that I remember, so it's been a while.
Hey, man, I'm going to tell y'all like this. We've been talking to our incoming freshmen. See, we don't like to tell what we're doing, because when you tell what you're doing, you let the left hand know what the right hand doing. But we've been talking to our incoming freshmen. Hey, I've been hearing everything everybody say. I don't say nothing. But guess what? If we have a football season, great. But they say, hey, we're not going to have bands in the stands. Okay, that's fine. Whatever school we facing that week, we already talked about it. We gonna turn up. We gonna turn up. So everybody might have to watch virtually. They might not be able to be there in person, but you'll be able to see it live, because my boy Garrett Eggerson, he gonna come in there with the camera. Hey, and you know what? We gonna turn up. So one way or the other, that will be a band season. They might not say we're gonna be at the football games, because people come to the games anyway to see the band.
The band. So I have another question to Anthony. He wants to know, does every student qualify for the scholarship, or is it just for music majors?
Oh no, man! Anybody who can play, will get a scholarship. We don't discriminate. We definitely offering out scholarships. But being in Louisiana, y'all, we got hit really hard with this COVID-19. We were not expecting this. We were not ready. Like Kevin Hart said, we weren't ready. We were not ready. Hey, we were not ready for this COVID-19. But we definitely are offering scholarships to different individuals, and let them know, hey, you could be a part of Human Jukebox, but cheaper without a scholarship. I always said, man, I couldn't imagine myself being in another band feeling the raft of the Human Jukebox. Like I'm just not in denial about it. Just sitting across the stands from other bands is like, man, what are they playing? It's like I don't get it.
Right.
I'm gonna tell you this, man. I was there.
Y'all happy because Southern didn't lose the last time you started band. They won the last time you started. Southern didn't lose the last time you started. They annihilated somebody. So Southern University,
hey,
they gotta win the last time they saw a band.
Did we see somebody last time we saw somebody?
It's on tape.
Hey,
I would like to believe
I was just looking at this like
the child abuse. The child abuse is on tape. Believe me when I say it.
I got two things for you, man. Like when you say that, like hearing Southern University band in person, like I'm not gonna lie, what that was, not 2000. I heard Southern for Value Classic in 2000, and 911 was the song that made me come to Southern University. But I think this was this past year. Like when you hear Southern from across the field, man, when I heard that Batman that Brian Simmons wrote this year, and actually to hear that stuff in person, man, I was like, damn, it sounded like you was in a movie theater. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not saying that because I went to Southern. I mean, I'm not saying that because I went to Southern.
But it's cool. You are.
But
Brian
like,
Simmons like the right theater part. Brian Simmons be writing a whole theater for a movie. He do some crazy stuff. Nah, man, when I'm listening to that stuff, I'm like, man, what made you want to write that? Because I'm not gonna tell you no story, man. Since me and Brian came on the scene, the band scene has changed a whole lot. When I say that, I'm saying like as far as creativity, the type of music, the sound, the texture, the color, all that stuff, man, it matters. I hate when y'all compare us to other bands. You want me to tell you why? Because there's no comparison. It's like, okay, hey, and I know everybody gonna get mad at me for saying this, but it's like chords and rhythm and the melody is one thing. That's what other bands do. But man, we add so much other stuff. We make you feel what we feel. That feeling that we feel it. We make you feel all of that. And it's like you can feel all of that in the arrangement. And then the other song, band will play a song that y'all notice. They're like, oh man, they hanging in there. It's like, what? You can't give me that. They hanging in there. That ain't fair. It's like, man, one is not a winner. Two is not the winner, but 3 nobody remembers. I am number 1. Southern has been number 1 for many years. It's hard to be number 1 for all these years. But one of the things that
we tired of y'all winning. Shit, can somebody get good enough to take y'all out? We tired. Can somebody be good enough to take y'all out?
Hey, and that's the problem. If somebody come and make a little noise, they're like, "Oh, I heard them bark. I heard them bark." Or something. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? It's like we just killed them. What you talking about? Y'all ready? We just killed them. Hey, and that's what happened. Our staff is very versatile, man. We had a universal staff. Like everybody had different talents. I knew my role. Mr. Simmons knew his role. Everybody knew their role. It's like, man, everybody stayed in their lane. And that was the key thing that made us who we were. And that's who makes Southern University who they are. When you hear a song from Southern, you can automatically recognize what the song is. It's like, It's no question about it. We definitely add our flavor to it. But when you hear that song, you automatically know, oh, I know that song. Other people play it. It's like you got to listen a long time and then they got to play it. Hey, that's this song right here. And you're like, oh, man, they was blowing it. Hey, we didn't know what it was, but it was blowing, though. Like,
oh, seriously? Like, Taylor, you really one of the best. As far as the rank in this game, and you don't really get your respect like you should, but you one of the big dogs. It ain't too many like you, so keep doing what you're doing.
First came on the scene at 7. And we seen them 2 reports over that boy.
Oh yeah, hey, welcome to Chicago. Darrell had that Chicago.
That Chicago.
Wait till the horses came though, because the freshmen wasn't. They couldn't cut it.
Yeah.
Listen, Burger. Real talk. I tell a lot of people, man, I have not changed my style up at all. I've been writing the same way. But I tell you, this is one of the things that people don't know. People judge you on what you write, not how you write what you write. I'm gonna say that again. People judge you on what you write, not how you write what you write. So if I write a song you don't know, this is what Southern was known for, writing songs that people didn't know, and they made them hits. But today time, people want to hear stuff that they know that they can relate to more so than what they don't know. So
I have another question for you, Mr. Taylor, from Mr. Kevin. He said, what are some of the things that you guys add to the arrangement that makes it a signature SU tune?
Man, you said a lot of words right there. All of that, what you just said, that's what makes it signature. Being able to make it your own, the color, the texture. Man, I could tell you, Say, bro, me and Brian talking in the office. Me and Brian Simmons, we were talking in the office, and we'll hear other bands, and we're like, man, they don't understand it. It's like they think that it's just being loud. Loud is not gonna make you better. Loud don't make you good. What makes you good is being able to make that song your own. Making it your own.
Damien Carter said, all right, all night is all right.
He definitely know that. Damien know what time it is. Hey, we're not leaving it till it's right. But we don't practice for hours, we practice for results.
Right. That was y'all they was talking about letting them kids out at 2 o'clock in the morning. That was y'all they was talking about.
It was sugarcoat stuff. They didn't want to say no names, but look, it is.
Oh, that was something they was talking about. Y'all was running a slave factory over there.
Maybe they need to do a little longer because.
Hey, look, I promise you this. One thing we didn't do, we didn't just practice just to practice. The people expect Southern University to produce something new every week. So in order to produce something every week, man, we had to practice. When I was in the band, Johnny could tell you, when we were in the band, we did the same show all probably the whole first half of the season until we saw Jackson State. Then we'll have a new show. Then homecoming we'll get something easy. It wasn't nothing hard, but it would be something new, but it wouldn't be hard. But then when we see the classic, it was the best of the show. But nowadays, we can't do that. Man, you got to have something new every week. I remember we did the same show 2 weeks in a row. They're like, all right, what they got new this week? I know they're going to do something new this week. It's like, man, back in the day, Dr. Grace didn't do a lot of new shows, but people expect us to do that. So being able
to have 200 songs, a whole new set of songs every week. I will say that. Boy, the playing field gets so different when something out there.
Hey, can I tell y'all the truth? Y'all want to hear the truth or y'all want to hear the lie?
We want to hear the truth. Nothing but it, so help God.
In 2014, when me and Brian Simmons got on staff, we were writing like some Hebrew slaves.
Everything.
Bro, when I tell you, it was like every week we were putting out 2 or 3 songs a week. And it was like, I was like, man, I can't keep this up. I just can't. We played the same songs all year. Bro, that's what changed the game for Southern. Man, when we got
they really not to keep cutting you off, but they really asked you, man. They said, what are some things that you could recommend to the high school band directors to ensure students are ready for college?
Man, one of the things that I always say, there are not bad bands, there are bad band directors. Hey,
true.
There are not bad bands. I hear people are saying all the time, man, I don't have this because of this. Man, you can take 10 people and be successful. I hear people all the time say, man, I don't have a feeder program. I don't have this. Man, I had a feeder program at Baker when I was there, but guess what? I started 40 kids a year to be able to create a program. I would go in the hallways and in the classrooms to the beta kids and make sure that was, I asked students, hey, man, you want to be in a band program? We got some new instruments. And I would invite them in there, but it's in what you teach. Mm-hmm. It's not about what you get. Some people can have a ready-made program, and you got some people that need actual students that know how to play before they can produce a program. So I would definitely say band directors make the difference in the program. When we see bands and they're not that great, it's not the band, it's not the students, because they call in people like us all the time. And they like, hey man, can you come and show us what it is we need to do? And guess what happened? We go there in 1 week and make a big difference in that program. It's up in the consistency, man. You got to stay on these students, because every day I was like, hey man, do this, do that. Make sure you breathe before you play, because the only way you can put some air in the horn, you got to use air. You got to breathe it in and push it out. So a lot of people think, how I can put some air in the horn and play loud? It's about air. A lot of people think you got to do this and crank. That's how you crank. No, man. It's about your air. Me and Javon Paul and JP, we used to be in the middle. Man, we used to be sending that stuff. Hey, I'm telling you, they think it was about us doing this. We ain't do that. We was like this. That's the most you gonna get.
Shout out to my boy Matumbo.
Oh yeah. Where Matumbo at?
He's somewhere with it. That's how he plays. He plays straight up. But
what Matumbo?
People will say, Oh, Glenn, dang, Glenn sending that, but that was
Oh,
but Tom was standing straight up, sending that smoke, man, because he putting that air in that horn.
But our applied instructor, Craig
Game
Hansen,
funny,
he
bro.
would teach us that. He would teach us that, man. Look, to be able to get that fat sound in your instrument, man, you had to push air in there, and I promise you, it works. It works. It works for sure. A lot of people used to always ask, "How Southern play like they do?" Man, we were all brass band, all brass. We didn't have Johnny. What we had, like 2 clarinets, well, 3 clarinets, and 2 piccolo.
about 2 piccolos, 3 clarinets, at least a good 14 sax.
We had 14. I thought it was like 10.
Might have been a little less. You had to play. You had to know how to play though.
But we were all brass band, and man, I promise you, everybody. It was a cohesive group, and everybody taught each other how to do what we did. We knew the system, and so Southern University is a legacy, man. It's a system been in place for many years, and all we doing is adding to it the creativity, man, and that's the hard part. The base of the Southern University band is there. It ain't nothing that you can say about the base of Southern University band. The only thing you can say now is, hey, man, they playing together, they releasing together, they attacking together. That's what we doing. And people are like, oh, man, they ain't aggressive. Man, you crazy. You standing in front of that band, you gonna feel that smoke. And, hey, you know that's coming.
With all the downtime you've been having, I know you got to be writing like crazy. I know you can't wait to put some of that. I know you've been writing like crazy. You told me 32 the first year. That's a lot of tunes.
Hey, listen, we've been doing some stuff, but more so than anything, man, I've been trying to make sure we have a band program. We've been trying to put different things in place. You know, we got the social distancing stuff going on, so we got to make sure we have a plan of action in place so we can have a season. We definitely probably going to be on campus, so we just having to make sure that we have a plan of action in place, so we can make sure that we are able to be on campus. So I've been doing that much. So the assistant's been writing more than me, but I've been getting my little shine.
I know you've been getting your little shine, bro.
Hey, kid, I got something. I know a lot of people really don't know, never really heard your bands before you even came to became Southern assistant band director. You was at Baker High School.
Correct.
You had.
I knew him from Baker, and it was
great
field shows, man.
Field shows, but your arrangements was on point. And I used to tell you, come out and say, bro, you gonna be at Southern soon. I used to be like, man, hey, one of the humblest dudes I know, man. I used to be like, man, I'm not going out. And that, you know, but man, I know you have a lot of faith in God, man, and God is blessing you, man. God has blessed you with a lot of talent, man. You know what I'm saying? And I just, you know, and I like what you're doing up there, like the whole staff is doing up there. And it's not just you, it's a lot of the colleges, a lot of the staffs are doing a lot of different things for these kids, like, and showing them the ropes of how to graduate. You know what I'm saying? Like, I appreciate all the college band directors that's putting in the time and work, that's sending, not grabbing kids, but pushing them for education. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that.
Man, listen, we are one of the things that I can tell you for sure. Man, when I was at Baker, I had a lot of fun educating and making sure that the students understood what else that we were doing. More so than anything, I promise you this, man. This is always my prayer, and I would encourage anybody to stick to their guns. But my prayer has always been to be in a powerful position to be able to tell students the truth. I just want to make sure that everybody know that in order to be successful, man, you got to stick to what it is that you believe in. And I just believe that teaching music was the best thing, man. And teaching music and not trying to go astray from that, man. Teach what you know. And a lot of band directors are not as successful in life because they want to do what other people want them to do, man. You got to do what you call to do. And that's always what I always did, man. I just wanted to always be great at what I did, and I always wanted to give my students my all. You ask any student I ever taught, we never had a free day. It was no free days in our class. We never watched movies. We never played cards. We never played Uno or none of that. Man, it was always about all work, you know? So I always tell the students now, man, what you put in is what you get out. If you don't put nothing in, don't expect nothing out. Man, so hard work pays off in the end.
Man,
Johnny over there on mute.
Man, my bad. Hey, Mr. Taylor, man, we appreciate you coming on. I think we got one more guest about to come on.
Okay.
We got one more guest about to come on, man. We really appreciate you. I mean, what you doing for the kids. I think, is Brian coming on next?
Yeah, Brian is coming on.
Brian Simmons is coming on next. He's going to talk about his journey through the city of New Orleans to Southern University. But man, I appreciate
a treat.
Man, but I appreciate all the college directors for what they're doing.
Hey, man, I want to shout out all the college band directors, man, especially the SWAC, the MEAC, and all the other guys.
Tell us how you really feel.
Well,
don't care about some other people.
Hey, anybody can get it, but guess what? Anybody who step up is gonna get it. But I definitely want to shout out the Snipes, Willie Snipes, and all of the Miles College, B. Niles, and all of my fellas over there. And I want to shout out J State, Mr. Little. Congratulations. Welcome. We're gonna give you a welcome to the SWAC package.
Yes. Salute.
Hey, we're definitely gonna give you a welcome to the SWAC package. My boy over there, A&M, Carlton Wright. Hey man, he a solid dude. Hey, Mississippi Valley, all the women in Grambling. Hey, we don't take pity on no women now. Hey, you step up to the plate. You gotta get it. You gotta get it. Dr. Gray, Johnny, what Dr. Grace would say?
You gotta get it, man.
Hey,
well, I forgot that quote.
Hey, you say on Sunday morning, it might stop hurting. Hey, shout out to all the women out there, man. That come out there and produce all the time. Willie Snipes, I see you out there, son. But hey, guess what? All of the SWAC directors, man, it's definitely an honor, man, to be upon all of you guys. Man, everybody working hard, but our opponent is ourselves. We definitely don't look for other people to be our opponent.
Look,
our best.
You go, I gotta say this. PJ said that Alabama State is getting ready to shake up the SWAC. And I just want to know, what do you have to say? The man said Alabama State is getting ready to shake shit up in the SWAC. So I'm trying to
say, hey, this is what y'all do. Y'all always give people a pass when they get a little better than what they were. They like, oh man, they got with Southern, man. They got with Southern. Man, we smash everybody every year. But just because they come with a little fun, y'all know, y'all like, hey man, they got with Southern, man. They got with Southern. It's like Holyfield. You see Holyfield, 50 years old, but he training right now and he knocking niggas out. Man, niggas out for 50 years, 60 years. And guess what? Everybody's still saying, man, they got with them, though. They got with them. Hey, 1 is a winner, 2 nobody remember, and 3 is definitely not in the category. Man, come on, man. Hey, we are talking about Bama State, Bama A&M, Bama Alcorn, Bama J State. All of them gonna get it. There ain't no question about it. Hey,
Bama J State.
With it like we do every year, bro. Hey, this year we really gonna bring that stink. Everybody talking about we got all these tubas. Ain't no banning tuba. Everybody want to come with all these. The dog team and the cat team and all the rest of them.
Hey, let them people have their gimmick. They need their gimmick. Taylor.
Hey, they need their fireworks too, huh?
Release the white horses, man.
Hey, man, y'all got me cutting up, man. You talking about some fireworks.
Mr. Taylor, we're going to let you go, man. We're going to let you go, man. We're going to break Brian Simmons down.
Hey, appreciate it, bro. I appreciate y'all.
Thank you for coming on, Mr. Taylor. We really appreciate it, man.
Taylor for president.
Well, y'all can go ahead. Y'all can go ahead and introduce this next man. He's not like he need an introduction, but y'all go ahead and introduce him.
Okay. You got him, Durant, or you want me
from the Southern University. We have one of the greats. You dig, Mr. Brian Simmons himself.
New Orleans,
Lego.
New Orleans native. New Orleans
y'all-
native.
Hey, y'all-
New Orleans native.
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you.
What's good, man? I saw y'all had Mr. Taylor on there.
Yeah.
I was in here just chilling, just going through some stuff, taking some notes, just for some stuff that we got coming up. But how did all the band directors do? Everybody basically
Everybody get some insightful information on attending their colleges and requirements and academic requirements. So we're bringing Mr. Simmons on to basically talk to the kids that's in the same shoes, walking through the same streets you walk through, that may want to be the next Brian Simmons one day.
They're aiming low, man. Aim higher. Aim for better success. Aim for higher pay. Aim for better looks. I promise you, you'll go through it. But man, I mean, I think the first thing kids got to understand is, man, listen to the band director. Too many times students, they don't heed the information that band directors give them. We take band to play when band can actually be a way of life. Band can really take you places. And you don't have to be a music major. When I came to Southern University, I didn't want to be a band director. I'm not gonna say I didn't want to be a band director, but I'll say that wasn't on my radar. But I majored in music because that was something I was good at. But marching band helped, it helped me get through. It helped pay for my education. It helped me make it through and get a degree, 2 degrees, and working on another one. So I think people just need to really take heed to the things that their band directors tell them. Your band directors are just as simple or just as important as your science or your math or your parents. Another thing is, take your instrument serious. Too many times, I see a lot of students, they come with so much talent and so much promise, and they don't get any better because they get comfortable, they get complacent. You maybe get about 30-40% of musicians who come into a college program and they get better, and they reach their talent level or not so much the talent level, but just that glass ceiling where they're supposed to. So practicing is very important, but you got to have the right mindset, and I tell students, it doesn't really matter where you go if you decide to go to college. Just make sure it's in your heart. I went to Southern University because when I saw Southern, I couldn't go against that. That's just, that's just what it was, man. I saw Southern, man, the first time I seen Southern Band live. First time I seen Southern Band live was in 2001. And I swear to you, I didn't care. Southern Band was right next to me playing. I was like, can we go home? I don't care nothing about this. You just hear horns and stuff like that. I remember being little, my grandma making us watch the Bayou Classic. I'm like, I don't care nothing about this. But one day it clicked. And when it clicked, man, it clicked when I really got in the band. And when I heard Southern, I went to a game and I was like, oh my God, this is what this sound like. It ain't nothing like live. It's nothing like live, man. It's nothing like live. And I had to ask myself, I was like, could I go against this every year? And the answer was no. No. I will take my chances. You know what I'm saying? I would take my chances being the only crab in the band. I don't know how that would have worked out. I don't know. But I take my chances being the only one. But at the end of the day, man, I'm gonna stick with it, So it's gotta be in your heart, man. That's one thing about me, man. I ain't no used car salesman. Maybe you want this, but I can get you this. No, please. Either you want to be at the Southern or not. There's billions of people in the world. There's 0.00003% can say they got that SME test. Now, do you want to be in the number or not? That's just what it is. Everybody who marched in the human jukebox, they want to be there. They want to be there. So, what we're going to go for is basically, man, the hard workers and the people that got Southern in their heart. You got to have it in your heart to make it through. It's more mental than anything. It's mental. So it's just a matter of knowing where you want to be. People going to give you many proposals. For one, know where you are. That's the big thing. You got to know where you are on your instrument, man. Southern University could be in your heart. Jackson State University, all these other prime HBCUs could be in your heart. Who have great and outstanding band programs. That could be in your heart. But if you ain't cut that mustard, sometimes you need to listen. You know what I'm saying? You need to listen to other offers. Like, man, I auditioned a guy on baritone one time. Dude came in there, couldn't play XYZ. He gonna tell me, yeah, Texas College offered me this. I said, oh yeah? That's kind of what brother. You know, I'm not saying that to be mean. I'm just saying that to the point of like, man, once you're 17, that's probably the youngest we get auditions, like 17. Once you're 17, it starts time to tell the truth. You gotta tell the truth now. You know what I'm saying? You 17 years old, I want to be president. You want to be president of the United States, and you got a 2.1 GPA, okay, we're going to have to start working towards something else. That ain't what it's going to be. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's a problem. We don't tell people the truth no more, man.
Tell the truth.
That's real.
You're right. You're right.
Tell people the truth. And, you know, ain't nothing like serving somebody something real. Ain't nothing like it. And I promise you, once you serve them real, oh, that's all they going to want now. That's all they gonna want. I auditioned a girl like 2 weeks ago. She was playing her instrument, and she didn't do well. But I told her, you know, baby, it's okay. You know, you barely made it, but I'll give you a shot. You know, you got just enough to do what I need you to do. But baby, that ain't it. I need you to get better. Next day I wake up, I got a 4-paragraph long email from her. Thank you. I'm so sorry, and I'm gonna get better. I'm like, good. That's it. Yeah, that's it, man. Hey, I turn people away. Yeah, I turn them away because COVID. I don't care if it's COVID, Katrina, the rapture. Southern University, that ain't gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? That's just not gonna happen. I'm sorry. Because the band itself wasn't founded on, you know, bare minimum.
Right.
And you, as a student, man, you got to think everywhere you go. Everywhere you go, you have to think that this is top notch, and you must have respect for that program. So when you have respect for that program, man, you got to come prepared. And also, nobody want to hear your excuses. You know the worst thing I hear during audition? Okay, hold on. No, hold on. No, brother. Don't play your horn. Play them scales. You know why? Guess what? You called me. I didn't call you. So you told me you was ready. This is your interview. You know what I'm saying, man? Don't try to. You ain't gonna talk your way in. So, man, it's about preparing students, man. And just because your band director is such and such and such and such, who marched in the such and such band in 1980, such and such, 1970, what? You're gonna be in the band. That don't mean you're gonna be in the band, man. So I think it's time that we start bringing students into organizations on their own merit. You gonna earn it. Oh yeah, this is my student right here, man. He's stamped. I'm telling you, he the one. Okay, well he'll show me that if that's the case, and if not, you know, there's always next year. You know, so, hey, that's just what it is, man. This ain't no everybody band. You know what I'm saying? But most bands shouldn't be that way. You know, if you're starting a band from the ground up, you can take some students who not as ready because you got to have a product. You know, you have to have you have to bring in numbers. You have to bring in numbers. But at the end of the day, man, we just not gonna take anybody just to say we got an army. So,
okay. Brian, what's
in true legends and new legends and great legends, new legends?
How could they reach you for virtual auditions? I know that's one question we asked for everybody, and it got Mr. Taylor. But what's your email?
It's Brian_Simmons@subr.edu. So if you remember Brian_Simmons, that's all you got to remember. SU Southern University, BR Baton Rouge. You know,
you just heard it. You gotta be ready when you audition, because
and it's gotta be your best. It's gotta be your best. But you know what we don't tell people sometimes? Sometimes your best ain't good enough. Sometimes your best not good enough. And when your best not good enough, work harder. Work harder. Man, please, man. Hey, I don't care if you call me a new legend, true legend, real legend, street legend. I don't care what you call me. At the end of the day, man, people didn't play with us. No, man. They wasn't giving us nothing. Nothing. So at the end of the day, man, you go to Popeyes, ask for a 3-piece. They tell you $7.18, and you give them $7 on the money. They don't owe you no chicken. Hey man, you better go in that car and go right in there, count the penny. Don't come to me till it's right. So, like I said, man, we have to start really just preparing them for the real. But y'all want to talk about something that people don't talk about?
Let's go.
Man, y'all know education is a business. Education is a business. Oh man, education is a business. So, and let's get on some New Orleans stuff right now. That's what we're gonna talk about. Everybody always want to get on why this person band not this big, or why this person doing this, or why this education is a business. You getting into a situation of some kids and or families can't even decide where their children go. Then some of them can decide where they go. I'm from a time you're going up the street. Because that's your school. School, the one closest to you. That's the name of your school. So, you know what I'm saying? A lot of us, we be trying to, we want to rep our school and stuff like that. Hey, man, you going to school all the way across the river. Come on now. You live in the East and you going to school in West Wego. Cut it out. Cut it out now. Our bands would be a lot better. Abramson band would be so much better and bigger if everybody who lived in the East was Abramson. Now, would it not? But you got people you got people who bypass Abramson, go over the high rise, drive, take 610, and go to Grace King. What? Huh? So, but like I said, education is a business, man. Like Louisiana is bottom of education because we're the place where they try all the new stuff. We're the place where they try Washington DC come up with something new. Hey, let's do this for school. Send it to Louisiana. So you've been teaching kids XYZ for 365. The next year is something totally different. Then it's something totally different. And you wonder why you're getting failing, because nothing is consistent. Now let's translate that to band. You got kids, like I said, don't go to the school down the street from over there, so you're losing numbers. Then you got parents who like, I'm going to send my child to the public school that I think is the best. So if Abramson may not be the best educational climate, they're going to send them somewhere else. So now you changing curriculum every year, which not going to get better. It's not going to get better. And now you can't get no kids. You can't get no students, man. So we hard. I think the people in the band groups, especially New Orleans band groups, they need to know that. They don't know that. They don't know what the band directors deal with. They keep trying to figure out why the bands don't look how they supposed to look. Man, no, man. Like you can't get you can't understand. Some of y'all doing the best y'all can with what y'all can and what y'all have. So man, I just wanted to all the band directors in New Orleans out here right now. I want to commend you for making it happen. And it's a project just getting kids in the street. And New Orleans is the fastest paced band community in the country, in my opinion. It's fast paced. It's fast paced. Man, that principal don't want to hear, I have 60 new students and they can't play. Can we sit out the jamboree? No! So
you better go to that jamboree.
What? And then you got Edna Carr, Landry Walker, Abramson, somebody across the field just jamming on you. And your kid's like, what is he doing? You don't have time to teach him.
Tired.
Like you just it's hard, man. It's hard. But also band directors, just for some of the band directors listening, man, we got to start throwing them in that water.
I do believe that, yeah.
You got to throw them in the water. And what's that water? Man, that water is the new experiences for those kids. Like a lot of us, and this will help too. I'm glad we're talking about this. Students who come into college, man, y'all gonna have to realize that college bands have different ensembles. They have a concert band, a wind ensemble, jazz. So what we're gonna have to start doing is just introducing that to them on this level, no matter how hard it is. I know it's hard, especially like with what is that? Mardi Gras. Sometimes Mardi Gras coming in 2 weeks after y'all got to go to the concert band festival. Throw them in that water. Band director, you can't be scared to get that 3. You can't be scared to get that 2. You know, you can't be scared for your people to talk about you. I mean, the only people who are going to talk about you is the ones that wasn't in the room. So, what you saying? I got a 3, yeah, but what you got? Nothing, because you wasn't there. You know, man, let me tell you something. I remember at 35, we was working for 4 years, hard, not hard enough apparently. Jeff said we going to festival. He said everybody bring $10. We're gonna go to Golden Corral after this. So we like, yeah, let's go. Yeah, you know, we practicing and stuff like that. We doing our concert band and all this other stuff. Man, we go there and stank up the joint. Just stunk it up. So Jeff come out there, we get on the bus. Jeff, we like, yeah, Jeff, what we got? Man, we got 3s, man. We're like, we got 3s? 3 out of what? He said 3 out of, it was a 3 out of 4. 3 out of 4, we close. We supposed to have 1s. We was supposed to have 1. Man, tell me why Jeff canceled our trip to Golden Corral. We went straight back to the school. Lunch was over. That was the whole you know what out here. Like, we on the back of the bus, man. Like, we made 3s, man. We made 3. Like, we think we right on the mark. But at the end of the day, when I got to Southern University and Mr. Jackson put us in wind ensemble, stuff like that, man, I did that before. Y'all know how many kids from our area that I teach now that's in my ensemble? And they get in and they be like, they don't know what's going on. Then as soon as we play in the warm-up, they're like, this is the most beautiful thing I ever heard in my life. And I'm just like, I know the feeling. Sad, man. That's sad. So we got to start introducing those kids to some other kind of music. And I know we like to call it the white music. That's what we like to say, the white music. Man, but worry about the music. It ain't got to like it. Y'all mamas made y'all eat greens and cabbage and salad and all that other stuff like that. You ain't have to like it, but you needed it. It helped you.
Got you at the table throwing up because you don't like it. You got to eat it, dude.
Exactly. And now, at the end of the day, you throwing all kind of ham hocks, turkey necks, and stuff in your greens. You know, so we just got to get those kids some more exposure, man. New Orleans is a very rich place, rich in tradition, rich in music, man. And I think we fail it. We fail it. Because band is a part of what? Music education. We got to teach them kids. You can't teach them 1, 2, 2, and 3. Yam. You can't teach them that. That ain't enough. Man, they got to be able to speak that language, man. And students, you have to be able to speak that language. You live in 2020 where everybody got a cell phone, everybody got Google, everybody got YouTube. You can no longer say you have a reason to not know anything you want to know. It's at your fingertips. At your fingertips. Let's keep it real. Little Johnny from the Milk, you don't know your scales? Go on Google or YouTube. There's going to be a Caucasian man with your instrument who's going to teach you every skill. Come on, man. And kids, we can't blame them band directors no more either. Band directors, I know we try. I know we trying, man. We working hard. We trying, but man, it's just all about accountability, brother. It's about accountability, But that's a whole nother topic too. But what else y'all want to talk about? Why y'all got
Mr. Simmons, I got a question. I got a proposal. Mr. Simmons. So I really want you whenever we could get together. I really want you to have a 1-day band camp in the city of New Orleans. A Saturday, like everybody could come. Because when you came, but no. Reason why I'm saying it is because we could start off like that, but when you came rehearsed the All-Star Band, maybe like 2 years ago, when you came, I forgot what song it was. Like the kids gravitated to you. I saw a difference in the kids, and I think the kids really respect you as an individual. You know what I'm saying? And moving forward, if we, maybe the band, high school band directors, we can get together and we can then create that environment. I know it might be because when we do All-Star Band, it's kind of still y'all kind of still in the season of the Southern. So maybe like I don't know, maybe in the spring or something. You could
Man,
try to work on it.
that's not hard to do. You know. And again, man, with that being said, yo, let me tell you the key. It's not who I am, my name. It's not that. It's who I am. One thing I learned that no matter if you bring me to Alaska, Rhode Island, or Berlin, Germany, I'm gonna be me. And what I expect is not gonna change. I don't care if I don't know your name. You can't be, and just as a teacher and an instructor, man, you can't be scared. You can't be scared. I didn't know none of them kids from nobody. Some in the teacher like that little boy, hey brother, what's going on, man? Hey, no, not up in here. And he like, yeah, you know. So when you get in front of those kids, man, you have to be unapologetically yourself. And you can't apologize. You can't apologize for trying to make them sound good. I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry for what I'm about to tell you. I'm not sorry for telling you to pick your horn up. I'm not sorry for telling you how to hold your hand on that instrument. I'm not sorry for telling you how to sound good. And I'm with it, man. And that's why they really responded to that. I don't know who, somebody went before me and they was just like nice and mild with them. The kids just doing all kinds of stuff. And it was like, please don't do that. Little Chiquan, please don't do that. Sit up. Let me tell you why you don't sound right and you squeaking on that clarinet. You got to sit up and hold that horn up, baby. Kind of bring your embouchure up a little bit. Then she doing this, she all awkward, it hurt a little bit, but you sound better. You sound better. So I can do that for free. Because I get off on that. I get off on that, man. Like trying to, man, going in there and making them sound, going from one thing to the next, man, seeing them bands and those students improve and grow. Oh, man, that's the treat. That's why we do this. So all we got to do is y'all just got to set up some dates, some proposed dates. And once you set up the proposed dates, then y'all just come up with the location. And we come up with the location, man, get the kids in there. Let's go. I'm with it. Now, what y'all gonna do? Now, y'all want to talk about? Let's talk about something. Let's talk about the new New Orleans versus the old New Orleans. Remember, don't y'all be talking about that in them groups?
Yes.
Let's talk about it.
Yes.
Man, I think what people don't realize is you gotta let people do their thing. Whatever it is, it's their thing to do. It's their time. Y'all, you got, like y'all said, y'all like to have new legends versus true legends. The common denominator is everybody has went through and left their imprint. So when it's time for the next person to leave their imprint, let them leave their print.
Thanks.
Like I saw something and somebody was saying something. I saw something. It was like the new St. Aug versus the old St. Aug. The old St. Aug is gone. It will never be that again. It will never be that. It could be something similar, but it's always going to be something different. Anytime you change as a band director, I feel that it's wrong to try to make a band director a slave to the program. That's not fair. That's not fair. It's like you going to St. Augustine, and I'm the band director at St. Augustine, and I have to be Edwin Hampton. I will never be him. You want me to fail? Make me him. Call me him. Call me him. I failed already. I don't look like him. Look at me. This is Brian Simmons. This is Edwin Harrell Hampton. If you ever seen him, Edwin Hampton was a creamy dude. This is me. I done lost already. So you gotta kind of let me do my thing. Now there's pillars that programs stand on. There's stuff that Southern always, at the end of the day, we're gonna march, we're gonna keep that clean look, we're gonna go get for that nice big brassy sound. There's pillars that your band stands on, that discipline. As a director, keep those pillars, but at the end of the day, do your thing, man. And then you gotta let people do their thing. Because you won't keep it G. That's like me getting on here, 35 ain't what they used to be. It ain't what they used to be. When I was there, when people taking tests to get into school and we was doing all this, yeah, we did all that, but we wasn't did great either. Quiet, cricket.
I think, I don't know. I think y'all looking at it wrong when we say that. I think you could compare old St. Aug versus new St. Aug because that's what we do. Just like you can compare old Southern and a new Southern. I mean, like that's what people. I mean, it's a debate. It's not like nobody's actually saying.
You can compare, but you can't recreate.
No, nobody, no, never said that. Who?
Yeah.
I never. No,
Oh,
I'm not one
Johnny,
of
a
those.
lot of y'all want to recreate. A lot of old heads want to recreate. That's very true. A
And when
lot of
you
old heads want to recreate that. Y'all always saying y'all don't sound like old New Orleans. Well, we don't want to sound like old New Orleans. We shouldn't want to
Well,
sound like that. The sound should evolve. We want the sound to
well, that's.
evolve.
I've
it
been
makes
saying the sound should evolve, but New Orleans is like so. The old New Orleans. So when you say that they say they should sound like they old New Orleans, what you when they say that, what you mean by that, Berger? What you take from that? What you take from that?
I take that y'all want, like y'all always say, like, oh, y'all don't sound like we sounded back in the day. And then when I give y'all visual video proof of like y'all played everything short as shit most of the time and just short lad notes. And when you listen back to that, it sounds real stupid today. Like I'm not being funny, but it wouldn't work in today's band world. It just don't fit. And it was like y'all didn't sound like the 80s. The 80s had their sound, and then the 90s came along. 90s had their sound, and the 80s complained on the 90s. Oh, y'all destroying our sound. We ain't sound like that in my era. And that's what y'all doing these kids today. Like Kenneth said on the last show, we blaming it on Katrina, but bands started falling off around 2003, 2004.
But
So
that's the
how can
truth.
we blame it on Katrina?
well, let's make it even bigger than
That's the
that.
truth.
There's no such. Let's keep it G now. There's no such thing as really old New Orleans versus New Orleans is just era. It's just a time period. It's not a.
Exactly.
There's not a definitive thing because where does the sound come from? The sound comes from whatever the band director expects out of the student. It comes from whoever's over their program, you know. And then at the end of the day, you have to think about where does the band director come from? What do they know? Some bands got their sound like because the band director couldn't properly, you know what I'm saying, get out of the students what they wanted. And then some band directors basically said, this is what I want, and this is what it's gonna be. That's not New Orleans, that's that person. You will never be able to recreate what that person wants, only your interpretation of what that person wants. It's
So
always
what?
going to be different.
So one thing I'm gonna say, like, for as let's talk about one thing. New Orleans bands has always been. New Orleans bands have always had a strong sound.
Okay.
Strong sound. So
I can
so when
agree.
you say the New Orleans sound, that is one of the sounds when you say the strong sound. We all know that. Well, I don't know about all, but I know music evolve over time. Berger, we didn't have this conversation. I'm not trying to make A be the old A. If you stay stuck in the old days in this new era, you're not going to succeed.
Where
You know that.
Where does strong sound come from, John?
Where the strong sound come from? I mean, I guess over time. It comes from over time, from the 80s to the 90s to the thousands. Like that comes over time.
It comes from over time, but it comes from teaching and it comes from everybody doing their part. See, sometimes it's not necessarily saying, like, you think some people don't want their band to be strong? They may want their band to be strong, but everybody got to do their part for the band to be strong. And everybody has to be, if me, Darrell, and Byron, all three of us punch you right now, that's going to be a nice blow, ain't it? Versus Brian just trying to just punch for three people. That, it all comes in rehearsal. It all comes in taking time. You can't crank what you don't know. That's one
true.
Yeah.
That's true. But I
You
still
cannot
think.
crank what you don't know.
But Berg, let's go. Let's come on. Let's go back to let's go to back in the days when you first heard the band or first heard a New Orleans band. The first thing that caught your eye was how strong they was.
Yeah,
was how strong they was.
But everybody knew their part. Most.
But how strong? So when you a child,
a lot of the power back then. Not saying every band, but a lot of the power back then came from everybody playing the same note or the same chord.
That's bullshit. That's bullshit.
I'm not saying everybody did it. That's what a lot of the tapes don't lie, Johnny. A lot of bands was playing one chord.
That's bullshit. Everybody ain't play the same.
I'm not saying maybe your band didn't do it. The tapes are lying. The tapes are lying. You mean to tell me it's on YouTube?
So you said everybody playing. All you say with the trombone. You used to say the trombones playing the same part. Just say the trombone playing the same. Not the whole band.
I'm not gonna get into whether all the trombones play the same part or everybody play the same part. But if everybody's playing, that's where power is created. Yeah. There is no power in one thing, and that is why bands lack that sound. The bands lack the sound is because you're trying to recreate power, but you don't have the instrumentation to recreate that power. And then you just said, you was like, when you was a child. You had power when you was a child, but we ain't kids. We all adults.
So what I'm saying is, as a child, so what I'm saying is, I'm about to bring it to reality. When y'all was children, I was in high school. You just said 2001. That what you said, Southern 2001. You really didn't know. I was in that Southern band. So, but when you start, what you really caught, what you said was, when you heard Southern, you was like, you don't want to get messed over like that again. It was the sound, but let me tell you something. When I heard 911, and when I heard Southern play 911 in 2000, it was the. I told myself I would never get blown out like that ever in my life. You know what I'm saying? It was the power that caught me. So when you're a child and you in New Orleans, the power catch you. So when I'm saying this in today, you can't have a New Orleans band. Of course, you have to sound good, but you don't give a New Orleans band the props that they don't have no power with them. They have to sound good, but they have to have power with them. That's factual stuff. Like
I think all the bands are powerful. To be honest, they are powerful. But when it's
all
unbalanced,
of them are powerful. That is true. All of them.
when it's unbalanced, it's impossible to be as powerful as you can. And then you got to realize this too. And I'm not knocking any old generation or era, man. When you've been playing the same song all year, you know what I'm saying? Eventually, it's going to get to a point, because New Orleans bands peak in Mardi Gras. That's what people don't realize. People fail to realize that. If a New Orleans band is ran correctly during Mardi Gras, you don't want to see them.
But hold up. Helen Cox do sound good. But if that's the case, then all right, let's make it like this. If that's the case, Helen Cox should be the best band in the city. If that's the case, but they don't get the props because
they're one of the best sounding bands in the city. The reason why they don't get props because people say they're not loud.
That's why in New Orleans. That's what I'm telling you. In New Orleans, you have to sound good and have power, and we know that. Come on, man. Let's be factual. Because if that's the case, Helen Cox would be the best band in the city of New Orleans. Ain't ups and downs about it.
I can say New Orleans bands are known to be strong. Most bands are strong, but at the end of the day, I don't know who's band directed Helen Cox. Who band directed Helen Cox?
That's Lonzy.
Lonzy Jackson.
Man, let me tell you something. At the end of the day, I heard a lot of Lonzy bands, and Lonzy is consistent in what he does.
Yes,
exactly.
Just not his focus. So that's Lonzy just doing Lonzy. That's just what Lonzy. Hey, I heard some of Lonzy bands. I remember when Lonzy was at Carver. Lonzy was at Carver when, I don't know, I think that was like 2009, 2010, one of those years.
Yeah,
man, Lonzy had some of the best F horns in the city.
Yeah, he had probably the best F horns in the city that year. That was my senior year, yeah.
He wasn't doing nothing crazy. Like Lonzy
why is he not getting the props that he deserved in this era?
Now, guess what? It all depends. Now, let's pause this. Why is Lonzy Jackson and his band program not getting the props that he deserves? It's because, like you said, as kids, but now we're adults. And when we're adults, we have to be objective about our opinions and decisions. Like when I listen to a band, I'm going to go for, does this band sound good? Number one. Like you could put Lonzy band against the loudest band in the city. If Lonzy band is balanced and they execute their music and everything,
embarrassed.
As an adult and a musician who knows better, I gotta give it to him. So it really just depends on the people who you have judging, or the people who you have casting their opinions on things. Some people, I'm sorry. You call me into the doctor's office and you show me this person's clipboard and you ask me my opinion on it. My opinion is not going to be worth anything because that's not what I know. Now, I'm not saying that you got to know music to know music. That's not true. But what sounds good and that's subjective. That's just what people think. So some people, I mean, everything ain't gonna be for everybody. You know what I'm saying? But Lonzy was one thing that's gonna be good. You ain't gonna be able to tell me my band sound bad. You know what I'm saying?
No,
that's fact.
You ain't gonna be able to tell me my band. You can say what you want, but you ain't gonna be able to tell me my band sound bad. And I would even go as far as Lonzy type of person. You ain't gonna be able to tell me your band sound better than mine.
Mm-hmm.
It really.
But what I'm saying is this: y'all knew cats ain't no different from us old cats.
True.
The reason why and let's be real. Let's be you, Brian. You know better. All us know better. We know better. But the reason why Lonzy Band does not get the props in New Orleans is because he doesn't focus on power. And if
I
that was
wouldn't
the
say
case,
that because I've
but
been telling y'all.
Burger. That's Burger.
I've been telling y'all for years, though, Johnny. I've been saying for years that Helen Cox is a top program in the city, and everybody was, oh, you don't know what the F you talking about. Oh, yeah, a lot of them came down on me when I was the one came out and said Helen Cox was a top band program that don't get no respect. I've been
I
saying it for
remember you
years.
said that. I remember you said that. And
Yeah,
everybody came down on you because of what? Because people in New Orleans,
Because
either
niggas
new
said
legends,
they wasn't loud.
new legends,
They
old
wasn't
legends,
loud.
it does not matter the legends.
let's-
Focus more on and put band in that power.
Y'all missing something that you should really look at. At the end of the day, Lonzy is known for me personally, Lonzy is notorious for going to band programs that's like BC side. Like when Lonzy was at Douglas, nobody was talking about Douglas. The school, nobody was talking about Douglas. When Lonzy was at Carver, nobody was talking about Carver. The school. When Lonzy was at Rob Wayne, nobody was talking about Rob Wayne. The school. Lonzy's across the river at Helen Cox. Nobody's talking about Helen Cox. The school. So you got to realize when your school don't really have that name to get into the conversation, you see everybody get on Kennedy and talk about what they're doing and what they're not doing because of the name Kennedy.
Yeah, that's true.
The name matters. So sometimes you can be somewhere, and if the school's name ain't really popping, nobody ain't gonna be really checking. But that don't mean that you can't do your job. You know what I'm saying?
That's factual. Facts.
That and he's done his job consistently. You know, anytime Lonzy can take some project dudes, hood dudes who can't blow their nose and show up to a performance and like turn it out, man, that's respect. And
Didn't Abe battle Helen Cox this year for the Bayou Classic Parade? How that turned out?
It turned out nice. What you think?
I'm asking you. You battled him?
Let me tell you this. I love Lonzy. That's like my mentor, one of my mentors, dude. I don't. That's one dude. I'll tell you, I would never get in an argument about like the band. Let me tell you, people be thinking Let me tell you, I got a lot of respect for some band directors. Like the Wilson. I don't never really say nothing about him. Lonzy is not a cat I would say nothing about. You know what I'm saying? Like I got a lot of respect for Lonzy. But what I'm trying to get everybody to realize is he deserves more respect than he gets for his band. If we want to say what we're gonna say, you feel what I'm saying? And I feel like the mindset of New Orleans cats
you
is
can't
the
change
same.
the amount of food, though, Johnny. You can't change the amount of food.
Listen, I literally I made a post right after parade season, and I said John Eric, Helen Cox was two band programs that nobody gave no respect to, and they damn near sounded better than everybody else.
And there are two schools that nobody checking for. Mm-hmm. Let's keep it G. Like when you go to the parade, nobody like, oh, I'm just waiting on Eric. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And that's not so much. That has nothing to do with the students today. That has nothing to do with the band directors. That has to do with just the culture of New Orleans and how
New Orleans. Yep, that's what it is.
Watch this though. The culture of New Orleans, though, the whole city, and how those schools fit into the culture. West Jeff had good bands, some decent bands. West Jeff had some decent bands, but nobody checks for West Jeff like that. When you think of band, nobody will come to mind. So people, man, guys are out here grinding, man. They are grinding, and I'm gonna say this: because your program don't get the notoriety it deserves, don't mean you're not getting the respect.
Right.
Because every time you go out there and you teaching them kids and you at a performance and you getting invited to other performances and doing that, your respect is earned. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Lonzy keep getting jobs. He keep them lights on, keep that
Brian, earlier today you said that kids need to be exposed to different genres of music. I would guarantee my bank account if you get a kid from John Eric, they're gonna be walking through your door ready to be in your concert band.
Yeah, John Eric has a lot of good kids, man. I've auditioned a lot of them between last year and this year. They're very fundamentally solid. They're very fundamentally solid on the instrument, and they're hard workers. And that's all I look for. Because guess what? You can't crank your way into Southern. I ain't gonna say you can't crank your way into college. Not gonna. Because some people be like, all right, let me hear it, tourist, let me hear it. All right, give it to me. You know, some people 99% of the band programs are not gonna do that. They're not gonna let you crank your way into. But John Eric, they produce Kennedy's over there. I don't know who you have working with, but he produced fundamentally sound musicians with hard work ethic. So you show me you got the talent, and you show me you got the work ethic to be a Jaguar and be in this band. Like that's what it's about, man. It's about like producing good students and good musicians. But I think with New Orleans, man, as a whole, what we have to learn to do, man, is to look at things objectively. You have to look at things objectively. And again, like even I'm not ashamed to say, man, when I was in school, we had good days and we had bad days. You know what I'm saying? We had good days and we had bad days, but that never. And then another thing too, you can't always judge a student by the band program because some students are really good. Some students
They know how to hide. They know how to hide in a good band.
They telling Kennedy boys that.
Yeah, we got.
Hey, Brian, man, I want to chat with you more, man. Like one-on-one, man. Like this me and you had like it's a good conversation, man. You having?
Hey, man,
not just me and you, Burger. Well, I know we got to wrap it up.
Yeah, next time y'all want to do a show, man, just call me on and we can get down to the specifics. We can get into it, man. Like for real. I'm with it.
I wanted that tonight. So we most definitely got to bring you on because
we're gonna bring you on.
Burger asked everybody else before we go. What's some things you working on for the fall and some of that smoke you're gonna be giving out?
I'm not gonna tell you.
Oh, yeah. Look, we're not asking for no music. We asking for verbal towards any band.
Oh yeah, I ain't gonna really say the specifics because you got to keep the element of surprise. You know what I'm saying? I like the element of surprise, but I'm not really into talking trash. I ain't gonna talk trash to game day. See me? They be going back and forth on the internet. I'm gonna crank on your mother. I'm good.
Well. PJ has to say.
Saturday night? Oh yeah, it's going down.
PJ has something to say. He's gonna shake the band world up over the Alabama.
Yeah, PJ said he's shaking the band world up in the SWAC this season. So what's your response to PJ shaking the SWAC up this year?
What I've learned is, and PJ is my boy, for real. We talk weekly. When you tell people what you're going to do, you damn well better do it. You damn well better do it. But for me, one thing Southern gonna be Southern. That's what I'm going to tell you. Southern University is going to be Southern, and we're going to turn up on you. And that is a promise at the end of the day. Like, and I can guarantee him and everybody else that. So expect that. It's just, and I don't care how anybody really feels about that because it's just like a hurricane. You know it's coming, but you can't stop it. So he better get his water. He better get his flashlights. early. You better have his flood insurance. That's all I'm gonna tell him. Because now y'all need to call me, man. Call me for the next one. I'm ready.
Yes,
we got you. We're gonna have to get him on for his own show, man.
Yeah, we gotta bring you back for your own segment and let you do that now.
All-Star band, let's talk New Orleans. Let's talk it, man. Let's get it in.
We gonna be contacting you, but we most definitely gotta do this, B. We got to for the culture.
All right, fellas, man. Easy.
Hey, look, make sure y'all like the page. Make sure y'all like the page.
Y'all like it, man. Crucial Conflict. Make sure y'all like and share.
Thank you, Brian Simmons.
Crucial Conflict. Like the page.
Thanks for coming on, B.
Peace.
Anytime.